Marijuana by name. Ganja flowing through my vein, going to my brain. Lockdown. Marijuana by name. Ganja flowing through my vein, going to my brain.
It's like this, it's like this. When you sleepy, I wonder why.
Wonder why.
Must be the high grade in your eyes. You look like you're about to fight. High grade. I don't hear what popular say. We're gonna burn it anyway. Black blood alone smoke a whole saute. Found this high grade.
So me say ganja me smoke every day. 15, 16 spliff a day. Good purple skunk from me as say. Move out of my way, me make me weed entry. But I'm weed a bun more than a century. Go on farm a man, just go on farm and one ganja man, just go on plant Cause every time you do that, you do it for me.
When you look sleepy, I wonder why.
Wonder why.
Must be the high grade in your eye. When you look like you're about to fight. Shoot is
I just got some smoking and this is what His Majesty is like. Take up your wings, youth man, and fly like a bird high in the sky, and let them know that you are conquering lion, coming from the tribe of Judah. Some bad boys that don't have no roots and culture, leave them alone, them a go burn in a fire. Fire. I don't forget my things to that year. I'm feeling too bright at the night. I don't forget my things to that year. I'm feeling too bright at the night.
If it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been love. Alright. But I never promise you no roses. Valentine's chocolates and I don't think of roses. Me don't hear about the talks, I have the little things I don't.
Wow. Can y'all hear me okay? My opening just got fucked up. I guess because I haven't done that in a while. That opening was weird. You know what I'm saying? What's up, y'all? What's up? Yeah, I just wanted to come in the building for a minute and just go over this this here. Let me get this together. I don't know what happened with that. Just put some ones up if you can hear me. I guess something's going on with my my opening now, The opening never did that. Maybe it's just been sitting for too long. I haven't been using that in a while. You know what I mean? Haven't used it in a while. But bear with me for a second. Switching from computer to computer here. All right. Hold on. Give me a sec. Which one should I add to the screen? I only want to add one. Shit. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on a second. All right. Hold on. Coming on. Okay. Okay, press a one if you can hear me now. Press a one if you can hear me now. Put some ones up if you can hear me. Very good. Okay. So I want this heard from the iPad, not the computer. So this is good. This is good. What's up, Quandon 7, Gloriam, beautiful, last call. Jay, what's up? B1 for life, what's going on? Sean Morgan, Paul Hester. Yeah, man. There's a lot in this debate that they had over immigration. And I'm just, some of y'all, man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's we've been here, and I guess I wasn't born in the Caribbean, but my parents are from there. So I mean, I kind of consider myself more here. This is why I use the moniker Yankee, a moniker I'm going to probably change in the future. Well, definitely change. But you sit there and we've been here for 500 years, basically going through the same shit. And you look at what's been going on with us as far as the discrimination, the hatred, the manipulation that we go through. And I'm looking at this debate and I'm listening to the rhetoric going back and forth. And yeah, obviously we're underneath a system that does in fact that does in fact oppress us, but it just makes me wonder, yes, 500 years is a while. And you sit down and thinking, well, it's pushing 600 years now. And you're like, man, we've been in this oppression for 600 years. It's, it's messed up. But now I'm starting to look at it, and it's not like you say, well, man, it's not if you're saying it like, man, we've been under oppression for 600 years. Now it's like, damn, 600 years, you're still doing this stupid shit. And obviously it's not we weren't, obviously we were literally enchained for 250 of those years, and then of course Jim Crow and all this stuff. But you listen to the rhetoric that's coming from some of these dudes, all right, and the way some of y'all have eaten up this FBA nonsense, all right. The term FBA was not just really let's just stop at the term FBA, right? Foundational Black American. That means you were here. You were here. That means you were the originators here. Foundational Black American. All right. If you were originated here, that means that you weren't taken from Africa. Right? So if you weren't taken from Africa and I guess Europeans came here to take you out, then why would you need reparations from Africa? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, why would you? The people who've attacked you is the government here. You listen, B1. We're gonna get into that. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm just gonna go to the refrigerator. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. First of all, you can hear me right now. Just hit the like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna go through this whole um video in 60 minutes. I'll be as quick as possible, but I just sat down. I was listening to it actually while I was working out, and I was just I almost choked when I heard some of the things that were being said. Um, just the players in this little tragedy. Let me just hold on. I want to get the correct names here. I want to get the correct names. Shit, come on, YouTube. But that's B1 again. This is what I'm going to be trying to say. And listen, some people, some of you guys, you just are looking for a dick to suck so badly, all right, that you'll cling on to anybody who seems like they can spout a good game. When the fact is, bro, yeah, here it is. Hold on, I'm not going to play it yet. Let me just get the names of the players in this little tragedy. But, come on. Damn it. Come on, Tammy. Okay. So let me just let this play out. I'm not even going to get into any extravagant opening for this show because I think the words themselves, they're going to say it for itself. But before I go, let me just try to put this into context. Can I do that? What's up, Anthony LA? Let me show you something, okay? Let me show you something. Yeah. Let me just show you this. All right. Let's just show you how ridiculous this is. First of all, yeah, that's it. I'm on a different computer, so everything I typed in one spot. Actually, I can read this from my damn phone. So I put it in my phone, so why not? Let's go back. Well, what's going on, everybody? This is from the Bush Center. This is so funny. Let me just give you an instance, an inkling of how silly this is. Okay. The essence of this argument right here is that black immigrants, right? Black immigrants are causing American blacks is causing American blacks to is hurting their growth in this country. Let me show you something, okay? And let me share the screen. All right. Let me just show you how absolutely ridiculous this is. Okay. This right here, folks. What does that say? This is a nation built by immigrants. All right. I'm just gonna read something for you. And what's up, Sadat X, Anthony Ali? What's going on? All right. Let me just read through this here. Now, this you see up here, what does that say? Who's that, right? Anyone knows who that is? That's George W. Bush Presidential Center. George W. Bush Presidential Center. Now, help me out. It's kind of late. You know, I can be a bit groggy right now, I guess. George W. Bush, is he a Republican or he is a Democrat? Just help me out in the chat. Because usually it's a Republican issue that this nation, that immigrants shouldn't come across the border. So tell me, is George W. Bush, this is W, the son. I know he's the idiot, but listen, is he a Republican or a Democrat? Just answer the question, seriously. So, y'all can still hear me? Democrat or Republican? What is he? Right? Okay. So, we're going to get into that Quandon 7. We're going to show a little bit of that. I'll show you what a joke that is. But let me just read this. Stories from American immigrants. Now, I'm looking at these immigrants. Not one of them looks like a black immigrant. Now do that. All right? You see this? Juan Carlos Hernandez, Tulip Nandu, Prarat, Shambia, Zendita, blah, blah, blah. Okay? But let's just look at some of the myths here. Myth 1, immigrants are taking over. Fact, immigrants actually only account for 13.5% of the total U.S. population. That's immigrants. So if he's talking about them as a whole, he's talking about all of them. He's talking about everywhere from across the globe. So how little are black immigrants? It's probably like 1%, if that, out of 13% of the black population. You see. Midnight Green, what's going on? Let's continue. Immigrants are Mexican, right? Immigrants are all Mexican. The fact, 30% of immigrants come from Asia. That's Indians. Indians and also, Mandarin, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. So most of them come from Asia. And currently more are coming from China than Mexico. Myth 3, immigrants don't work. 72.5% of immigrants believe hard work is how you succeed in America. And they're responsible for half the total of U.S. labor force growth over the last decade. We're going to get into that in this little spat that we're going to go over. Another myth, immigrants don't help the economy. Immigrant-owned businesses with employees have an average of 11 employees. Here's another myth. Immigrants take American jobs. This is from George W. Bush Center, a full Republican, right? George W. Bush Center, right? 7.6% of immigrants were self-employed compared to 5.6% of native-born Americans. They founded more than 40% of Fortune 500 companies. Here's another myth. Immigrants aren't educated. We're going to get into that in this little debate. Recent immigrants are more likely to have college degrees than native-born Americans and are more likely to have advanced degrees. He's talking about from their country. Now, a lot of times, it really doesn't matter because it's worthless if they, like, you can have people who are doctors in their country and come over here and they ain't shit. They're sweeping the floor somewhere. But they're going to get into that in a minute. And there's a whole, let's see. Download more Mets. We don't have time to get into all the Mets. But I hope you guys get the message. I hope you guys get the message and understand what's going on here. All right. This is from George W. Bush's website, from his presidential center. Busting immigration myths and going by. Immigrants take advantage of welfare. That's another myth. Immigrants are too young or too old to work. That's another myth. All right. From the George W. Bush Institute. But that's just, that's just one of the myths. Let me just stop sharing here. That's just one of the myths here. But I guess, actually, let me get into this right now. What the hell? I'm going to get into this right now. Again, this idea that black immigrants are messing things up for black. It is so, forget the xenophobia. You sound like a bunch of white supremacists. You sound like Klansmen. Seriously. But let me just, and we're going to get into this a little bit more as well. There are no black American, we've already gone through the George W. Bush and on immigrants and so on. But what black immigrants own these companies that are working your asses to death? Which black, hold on, let me just, let me share this for a second. Then we're going to get into the debate. Now, the NBA is mostly black, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm putting some ones up if you can hear me, okay? Hold on. Actually, I know a good way to find out if I'm even being heard here. I don't know if I'm even being heard here. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Look at this right here. This is from Hoops Hype. Let me go ahead and press this. What the hell? And let's read this. It says, it will be hard to find Jews on the court in the nation. In National Basketball Association. That's basically what this is from Hoops Hype. It will be hard to find Jews on the court in the National Basketball Association playoffs. But toss a basketball into an NBA owners meeting and you'll probably hit one. There are only 3 Jewish players in the NBA. No Jewish head coaches. Yet nearly half of the principal owners of NBA teams are Jewish, as are the league's current commissioner, which was David Stern, and its immediate past commissioner. Y'all hear me okay? So no other major pro league in the United States has such a high proportion of Jewish owners. The NFL comes the closest. Roughly a third of that league's owners are Jewish. Just a handful of pro baseball and hockey owners are Jewish. And if you break it down, a lot of these people, some of them, not all of them are Jewish, but they come from Poland, they're Italian, they're German. How about the guy who started Black Lives Matter? Forgot his name. But the billionaire. The guy who started Black Lives Matter. So what are we talking about when we say that, oh, black immigrants are holding us back? We can go into the CEOs in this country, all right? The guy who runs Fox, CNN, NBC. How many guys from white people from down south, all right, Southern whites, so-called foundational white Americans, are bitching about them coming over and owning? How many of them are making us think about it? It's insane, y'all. But I'm just trying to. This is the type of madness that's coming from this debate. It makes no sense. But when you listen to the coonery that comes from those two guys, Tariq Nasheed and Marcel Dixon. But let's just go into the introduction. Let's just get into that and talk about these guys for a second. Let me I want this to be loud and clear. All right. Let's go. George Soros, that was his name. That guy.
Welcome to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I'm Tammy Mack. Hi, everyone. So in 2021, the United States encountered about 1.7 million unauthorized immigrants at the border. And this year, we are expected to reach 2.1 million. Many people have raised concerns about the rise in numbers and the potential changes it could bring to this country. The business of being Black today is illegal immigration harming America? Let's get down to business.
Hold on, just wait. And see, folks, let me just say this about that. This is in fact what the title of this video is. Is illegal immigration harming America? Not Black America, not Black folks, America. This is on Fox Soul. Fox News, which is a subsection of Fox News. Fox Soul. Fox, the whole network, from sports to news and everything, usually has a right-wing bent. So just the fact that they gave a bunch of Negroes, the show and, a spot and called, Fox Soul. You couldn't even, you couldn't even give it a unique name. Fox Soul, Fox Blood, Fox this. I mean, something, it had to sound, soul, I guess, is associated with Black. But just the fact that it says, is it harming America? It just highlights the fact that you guys, we don't control shit. Nothing. So this isn't even about whether it harms Black America. If you said Black America, what would happen? Would you get fired? So let's continue. This is crazy.
Please welcome managing attorney at the Elira Law Firm and candidate Prince George's County Councilman at Large, Samuel Q. Elira. Hi.
Samuel Q. Elira. That's the guy in the upper left, the dark-skinned brother in the upper left. Listen, this dude, when you listen to him, and I'm just going to break down what you'd expect. He's a councilman. He's a politician. You're going to see him, mumbling, and he's going to be like shaking at times when he speaks because he's trying to watch every word he says, just simply because he's a politician. All right. So he doesn't, it's like he's has of Haitian descent. I think he was born in Haiti, but he doesn't want to offend his Black American constituents. So he's, he is a guy who's sort of, he made some good points, but clearly he doesn't want to offend anybody. That's how this guy comes off. All right, so let's continue.
Samuel.
I'm well, and yourself? Thank you for having me, Tam.
Fine. Educator and South Carolina 6th U.S. District. I'm sorry, let me get that right. Educator and South Carolina 6th U.S. congressional district candidate, Greg Marcel Dixon. Hi, Marcel.
Hi, Tammy.
Marcel Dixon is the guy on the lower left-hand corner underneath Tammy. Tammy's obviously the chick in the middle with the kind of, braids and dreads and stuff. Look, what's up, Storm the Dictator, Samba Queen, or whatever. Listen, this dude right here, people made a big hubbub about him because he's this teacher who's running against Clyburn. My opinion, this dude is nothing but a charlatan himself. All right. If you're gonna run, at least have some sort of independence about you. But instead, what this dude decided to do is to jump on the Tariq and the Black American train and the xenophobic train and bash immigrants, and not just bash Black immigrants. All right. And if you're trying to get into politics, like the guy up on top of you, you at least have to be measured with your tone. Dude, you're basically running as this independent, and you're out there bashing, going on xenophobic rants, cursing all over Twitter for no reason. But I guess he feels that Tariq has the ear of the people, so he wants to jump on that side. And to me, he just fucked his entire campaign up. Totally fucked his campaign up. Let's continue.
Thank you for having me.
Managing attorney at Vilauza and Associates, Kenda Vilauza, and film director. Hi, Kenda.
Hi, Tammy.
And film director.
Kenda she makes the most sense here. Even though she's going to say some things to get a lot of Black Americans triggered. But you know what? Some of the stuff she said made a lot of sense. Sometimes she may come off, y'all are going to say, oh, she doesn't care about us. She's going to explain all of that as well.
Producer Tariq Nasheed with us today. Hi, Tariq.
How are you, beloved? Good to see you.
And of course, you got the pimp, the graffiti in the background, that bullshit foundational Black American book. And he's going to keep on saying that term. Folks, when have you ever heard the term foundational Black American until this guy came out with it? What does it mean exactly? What exactly does it mean? I'm hearing one person say, oh, it's a lineage, it's not a group. But Tariq is the one who made it up, and he went as far as to get a patent for it. Then he says he's not the leader, but he gets all up in arms when Michi goes out and buys his trademark. If he's not the leader, why would he even get the trademark? If you're a foundational Black American, if somebody, and I'll even put the link out there for you to come up here. What does it mean? If you're foundational, meaning you were here, that you built this place, explain getting reparations from Africa. Tariq Nasheed, even during the most serious time, this fool actually, when the Buffalo incident happened, there was some clown who, met up with the Buffalo killer before everything happened. Dude was a coon or whatever. This fool said that this guy was not foundational Black American because he was wearing a Jamaica hat. You're half Caribbean, but you're going after but you're saying that legal immigrant again, sir. Maybe you missed it. Most of the immigrants are coming from Asia. Most of them are coming from China. Matter of fact, how many Asian shops do you see? Like supermarkets run by Asians, cleaners run by Asians, and so on. So who's taking all the opportunities here if that's your angle? Shout out to Off Code. Shout out to Off Code. Let me go ahead and dude's been on it, obviously. But let's listen to the pimp. And let's see. What is that thing? Oh yeah. Is this it? Hold on. I want to get that video where he went after the guy. Let's see. Here it is. No, this ain't it. But he went after Frank James too. He said that the guy who shot up the people out in Manhattan, or I'm sorry, in Brooklyn, that he was also a non-foundational Black American, like that even matters. Here we go. It's actually Looney Tunes, excuse me. But shout out to him too. Look at this stupid shit. All right, let me go ahead and play this. And just put some ones up if you can hear it, okay? Look at this dumb shit right here, bro.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is
This is from Looney Tunes.
Comment news.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
Infringing.
Yeah, this guy, he's non-FBA.
Saying what?
Look at his face.
Non-FBA.
He's talking about this guy right here.
Now, is this guy?
Dude, remember that dude? That's the dude that up in Buffalo, that clown that was like, oh, well, you know, I was speaking to him and he seemed like a good guy. And, you know, he seemed like a very intelligent guy. And then, you know, a couple of days later, the motherfucker shoots up their fucking grocery store. But listen to Tariq. This is your leader.
Now, is this guy an immigrant?
Guys, what does that matter? And that's Boozy, dressed up like an immigrant.
Saying what?
Yeah, this guy, he's non-FBA.
Saying what?
People, do you know my wife is mixed? My wife's mother is white. So
ooh,
yeah, my wife is a
don't
black
say
woman.
that loud.
Yeah, my wife is a black woman.
It's unbelievable.
You know,
this is your guy.
Saying what?
Don't say that loud.
Yeah, my wife's a black woman, but you know her mother is white.
But stop. How is she a black woman and she's mixed? How is that? All these guys are one droppers, by the way. Him, Umar. Umar's out there attacking Bronny, LeBron's son, for dating a white woman. But then he attacks what's his name? Devin Booker, right? For dating one of the Kardashians. Like Devin Booker's black, when Devin Booker would be the product of what would happen if Bronny had a kid with that woman. So all these guys are just a bunch of one droppers, bro.
This guy has on a Jamaica hat.
Look at this.
Now, is this guy an immigrant?
From the moment I saw him, I said, "Excuse me, where are you from?" He told me. I said, well, "Where are you going?" Just looking at the countryside. "Where are you coming from?" McDonald's. I said, "Which McDonald's?" He didn't really answer that question. Well, how did you get here? GPS, what's your? And I looked at his shirt because I'm like, he ain't giving me nothing. And across the street, and I heard a gunshot, and I looked up. I seen a whole bunch of smoke, and I seen a guy in full army fatigue.
Guys, this guy doesn't even sound anywhere near immigrant. He sounds like Canadian, more like he's you know, obviously from up north.
Just shooting, going from left to right, just shooting people. And I thought it was an act at first, because that's nutty to see. And then I seen the security guy run inside, and then I seen a guy go in after him, shooting, and I heard 20 to 30 shots. And then I'm like, oh, this is for real. And after a minute or two, I hear the echoes of shots inside. He comes out, he takes the gun, put it to his chin, then he drops it, Oh, there goes Teeny's wife. Then he drops it. Doesn't happen here in Cold Springs.
Fool. Tether fool. That's a big tether,
guys.
right there.
Say what?
This is in essence what you're going to be
Yeah,
seeing.
this
in
guy,
debate.
he's non-FBA. He
Don't
black
say
woman.
that loud.
Unreal.
Yeah, my wife's a black woman, but you know her mother is white. And tether
God.
fool.
I said, excuse me, where are you from? He told me. I said, well, where are you going? Just looking at the countryside. Where are you coming from? McDonald's. I said, which McDonald's? He didn't really answer that question. Well, how did you get here?
Yeah.
GPS, what's your...
Guys, I mean, that's just the starters on what you're going to be hearing from this. This is your leader, FBA. FBA, this is your leader. This is the guy who you're looking to for guidance right here. This guy, this Tariq Nasheed. Let's continue. Let's continue.
It's fine. You giving me that Iyanla Van Zant today, huh? Hit me with the beloved. I feel you. So the first question I always ask, because this show is the business of being Black, and that's why should Black people care? Why should Black people care if immigrants enter into America? Samuel, let's kick things off with you.
Why did this stop? Come on, Samuel. Hold on a second. I hate when that happens, when YouTube just tends to crash. Hold on.
Direct.
One key thing we have to keep in mind.
Hold on.
You know, folks entering the country.
With the beloved, I feel you. So the first question I always ask, because this show is the business of being Black, and that's why should Black people care? Why should Black people care if immigrants enter into
What's up, information
America?
man?
Samuel, let's kick things off with you.
Well, we should care because obviously, you know, folks entering the country play a significant role on whether it's progress or hindrance of the country. But of course, the one key thing we have to keep in mind, however, immigrants play a positive role in the development of the country. I think the key thing is we want to make sure these folks are entering legally and going through the legal process. But one thing that should not get lost is these folks are even places where they have faced, you know, hardship, severe hardship, whether financial or otherwise. So that's something that we should appreciate. But certainly, I am for a proponent for you know having folks coming through the legal process, ensuring that they obtain the proper documentation, because these folks play a significant role, and they all can at times become productive members of society.
Folks, didn't I just read that from the George W. Bush Institute? Didn't he just say that about immigrants? He just said that, and that's what America is supposedly built on, immigrants. Most everybody who's come over here, Trump's an immigrant. Trump's a tether. All these guys are tethers.
Marcel, why should Black people care
Listen
if
to this,
immigrants
dude.
enter into the U.S.?
We should definitely care because study after study, whether they're from conservative entities or liberal entities, have shown that the group that is most harmed by immigration, illegal and legal, are Black Americans, especially Black American men who just hold a high school diploma or less. It has been shown to correlate with as much as a 30 to 60% decline in wages, a 10 to 20% increase in incarceration rates. It's been shown to have a detrimental impact on the marriage rates of Black Americans. Not only that.
Wait, stop. I mean, that I've never heard. That, hold on a second, guys. Stop. Hold on. What? Say what? Now, we just heard the most immigrants that come here, they're from Asia. obviously Indians and Mandarin people, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. What? Can y'all break that down for me? Can someone tell me in the chat what this guy means? Tell me what that means, because I don't understand that one.
Diverse resources that should be going into impoverished majority Black neighborhoods to immigrants. One study done by the Washington Post that is usually considered a liberal entity, done April 8, 2021, said that the U.S. government has been spending about $60 million a day housing unaccompanied minors alone. That's not taking into consideration illegal immigrants that are going into hospitals, that are using other programs from the government. So we should definitely care as Black Americans, because our needs are not being provided for. It is an insult to provide for the needs of people, especially those who have entered our country illegally.
Okay, again, how do you know, as big as Asia is, how many of them have come over here illegally? How many Russians have come over here illegally? Germans, Italians, British people. So are you saying that all whites have come over here illegally? What about from Canada? How about that one?
Wow. You laid out some interesting facts there. Tariq, let's get down to it. Why should Black people care if immigrants enter into the U.S.?
We have to understand why immigration really became a thing on a massive scale. We live in a culture of systematic white supremacy. Part of systematic
there we go, white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy.
Any type of progress from foundational Black Americans, meaning the people who built the country, the people who are non-immigrants. Foundational Black Americans.
Wait a minute. Stop. And I'm talking to all the Black Americans or foundational Black Americans, people who built the country, people who are non-immigrants. All right. Just listen, just understand that. You're non-immigrant. That's some abo shit, but that's okay. You're non-immigrants. You built the country, but you're asking Africans for reparations. Please make that make sense. Please break that down for me. This is what this guy had trending just a week ago.
Progress, the dominant society would come up with ways to thwart that progress, and they figured out they can thwart that progress by flooding the zone with a lot of immigrant groups that's going to come here and undermine us.
Like, wait a minute, like the Italians that came here, like the Irish after you built the country as slaves, like the Italians, like the Irish, like the Polish, the Russians, and no smoke for them. Hold on a second. I guess I need to show you this again. But you know what? I'm not even going to show. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to show you something else. All right. Let me show you something else. Let's see. Well, does this have the pictures of them? No, I want the ones with the pictures. I want the ones with the pictures so you can see. Because I want you. So let's see. It's just no. Only 2 owners of color in the NFL. Oh man. Fuck it. I guess I'll use this. Let's see if these guys have pictures. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go here for a second. You with me? You following me? They're thwarting the progress, right? Okay. I got you. These are the NBA owners. All right. This guy. Now, I don't know what his nationality is. You know what? Fucking let me find out what is his Mark Cuban. No, we'll find out later. Herbert Simon. All right. Herbert Simon. I guess he's an 85-year-old guy. Herbert Simon. Here it is. Herbert Simon, real estate developer, right? He's the owner of the Indiana Pacers. All right. His brother, Mel Simon. Simon sounds Jewish, doesn't it? But let's see. Early life. Oh, here it is. Simon born to a Jewish family. All right. This guy right here, Herbert Simon. Let's go down. Jerry Reinsdorf, Jewish guy. All right, we all know this. All right, Glenn Taylor. Gee, where's Glenn Taylor from? And this is just basketball, folks. This is just basketball. All right. He's the owner of the Timberwolves. Okay, they had some craziness happening during the playoffs. Early education. Let's see. Graduated from Comfrey High School, mathematics, blah blah blah. Okay, I guess he's a foundational white American. I guess probably. Let's see. Doesn't show. Okay. I guess it doesn't show exactly where he's from, but he's white. Let's just leave it at that. Peter Guber and Joe LeCobe. All right. Obviously immigrants, obviously, but let's find out. They're the owners of the what? They're the owners of the Dubs. All right. They're the owners of the Dubs. So he is again, the Jewish family. Okay. That's done. Okay, next, Gail Miller, a whole white woman owns a team before your black asses, right? She's a businesswoman. Utah Jazz, okay, Mormon, Utah Jazz. Her husband was, I guess her husband was Larry Miller, all right? A Mormon, American businesswoman, blah, 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 personal life. Born in Utah, has 5 children, blah, 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 whatever. But they're Mormons. Okay, whatever. This MLSC, Toronto Raptors, Canadians. Okay, so they're Canadians. They're white Canadians. Gail Benson, she's the owner of the team down in New Orleans. We can go down the list, folks. We can sit down and go down the list. None of these people are so-called, born here. Let's see her early life. Algiers, New Orleans. Okay, so she's American. Okay, another white woman who owns a team before Negroes. Juliana Hall, another white woman, right? Spurs owner, Peter Hall. Mickey Aronson, all right? This guy is not a foundational American. We can go down the list. He's the owner of the Heat. Personal life, married, 2 children. Education, blah blah blah. Folks, we can just let's see. Kroenke, okay, and Walton Kroenke, James Dolan, Jewish, owner of the Knicks, right? Steve Ballmer, Microsoft guy, owner of the Clippers, all right. Ted Leonsis. This sounds like a Greek name, okay. Fertitta. All right, Tillman Fertitta. He's the owner of who? The Rockets. All right, looks Italian to me. Mark Cuban. This guy's not is not an American. All right, Vivek. They don't care about any of that shit. Who's oppressing who here? Dan Debos, the Amway guy, owns the Magic. Give me a break with this. Let's keep it moving with this.
This is why several black leaders and spokespersons, going all the way back to Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and many, many others, they were against immigration because they knew the impact it would have on foundational black. Several black leaders and spokespersons, going all the way back to Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and many, many others, they were against immigration because
you're going to see a lot of vague statements here. Yeah, Frederick Douglass was against the going back to Africa movement. Frederick Douglass, the mulatto, all right, whose father was a slave owner. Saying allegedly, the dude was a mulatto. Sorry. But I guess he wants to use that. And that's another thing we're going to touch on as well. You're going to hear these guys kind of like expose themselves. Well, he just says Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, a lot of others. Marcus Garvey, that's another guy. We're going to bring up other people. Let's just let these guys talk.
They knew the impact it would have on foundational black Americans.
He doesn't, but who knew foundational black Americans back then? That's a made-up term. That's a whole made-up term. Oh my God.
Let's go for it. Why should Black people care?
I don't think they should care, in all honesty, because
This is the lawyer down in the lower right. She probably makes the most sense out of all of them, and she's the most measured. All right. But let's continue.
immigrants or undocumented immigrants coming to this country, they are doing jobs that Black Americans wouldn't necessarily do. So I personally don't see why they should care.
What?
What are those jobs?
What you mean, what is those jobs? They're the ones that work at a chicken farm. Have you ever met a Black American who work at a chicken farm?
Watch what Marcel Dixon, how he answers this shit. Just watch what he says.
Yeah.
Have you met them?
My great grandparents. Hello, my great grandparents did those jobs. My grandparents did those jobs.
Okay, so those
folks, his grandparents and great grandparents. Are we serious with this, folks? Your grandparents and your great grandparents. And you notice Tariq Nasheed is trying to stick his beak into this. Let me ask you a question, because Tariq Nasheed, who loves roasting Black people and loves attacking you if you don't seem to be, I guess, high value, if I could say, right? As Tariq's trying to stick his beak into this and that's like saying, oh, I've worked this. Tariq will look down on those people, call you dusty. All right? Nigga, you work sweeping floors and shit. Nigga, I'm a millionaire. That's what Tariq does. This guy brings up his grandparents. Are you fucking serious? As opposed to now? And why is it? Let me ask you a question. The woman was right. That's the type of job y'all want to work now? Do you even, I mean, have you ever been to a job and like, yeah, you know what, I can't work here. Because anyone can get a job. If you're unemployed, you can go out and get a job, you know. For the most part, even if you got a criminal record, you can get a job. There's just some jobs you just will not do. You're just not with it. You can get a job right now working, you know, sweeping floors as a janitor. Somebody's like, you know, unless it's some high level janitor shit, I'm not doing this shit. You kidding me? $12 an hour? Fuck that shit. I don't care what I'm making from this. So let's continue.
Grandparents and your great grandparents, but what about now? I'm speaking about what about
now.
You asked the question in Mississippi, Forest, Mississippi, and Tar Heel, North Carolina. These are things that just happened a few years ago. They did an ICE raid, and when the illegal immigrants were rounded up and deported like they should have been, guess who was there applying for those jobs? Black Americans.
I understand.
First of all, dude, that's in Mississippi, all right? Where else in this country do they do that? And you notice Tariq ain't saying shit because he can't say shit.
Saying, and I don't know how much contact you make with undocumented immigrants or immigrants for that matter, but I do this as a passion. I do this as a career, and undocumented immigrants, they do not take away from Black Americans. First of all, they don't even, contrary to what you guys believe, that undocumented immigrants, that they're utilizing the welfare system, they're utilizing food stamps. First of all, as an undocumented immigrant, you cannot even have access to those kinds of programs that provided by the federal government.
Didn't we just go through this? Didn't I just tell you this? I mean, from the site itself, from the U.S. government site. Didn't I just tell you this shit?
And I am telling you,
no, is it true? How is it not true?
Those kinds of programs that provided by the federal government. And I am telling you that immigrants,
where Tariq?
Especially undocumented immigrants, because there's documented immigrants like myself, and then there's undocumented immigrants, but they never do the jobs that Black Americans are doing or want to do.
That is not true.
Can I say something?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Sam. I just want to be real quick.
Go ahead, Marcel.
Center for American Progress said that 38% of people employed in construction firms are illegal immigrants. It says that 39%.
Hold on. Okay. All right. Let's just stay on that. Who owns the construction firms? You know, it's funny. All right. Donald Trump, who is a builder, who does a lot of construction himself. All right. Who do you think he hired? Did you think he hired? This is what I don't get with the black trumpets. If that's the case, because some of us, we work in office buildings. Okay. I work in an office building, and the people who come to clean up, all Hispanic. You go to other office buildings, you see them. All right. Buildings owned 9 times out of 10 owned by whites. All right. Who contract these people. We see them when we go to the Home Depot sitting around waiting for a truck to come by. Do black people do that? And those are I'm just talking about the Latino immigrants. But he wants to bring up some bullshit stats because he wants to get all xenophobic because he thinks that's going to help black people, which it is not.
People who do roofing and drywall are illegal immigrants.
Okay.
It says that 32% of people who do carpentry are illegal immigrants. In my community, hold on, excuse me. You keep trying to change your goalposts.
Go ahead, Marcel.
No, you asked if elite.
No, I'm saying exactly because they're the ones that are doing all the jobs that Americans do not want to do.
Hold that thought, Linda. Let him get his. Let him get his
when you're
point
losing an argument, trying to overtalk someone is just a way of admitting you've been defeated. Okay?
No, it isn't.
I've already cited actual incidents of Black Americans signing up the next day for jobs.
Pictures. Where are the pictures?
Factories that illegal immigrants were doing only because they were allowed themselves to be exploited. Now, Center for American Progress provided data that illegal immigrants make over close to 40% of construction jobs, carpentry jobs. In my area here in rural South Carolina, one of the most common jobs for Black Americans, especially Black American men, is carpentry, is roofing, is painting, and it's construction.
Wait.
So you're sitting here.
Are you saying that you don't see any Black Americans? I mean, up here, when I have people come to, fix my house or what, bro, yeah, these guys I've had Black electricians, Black plumbers and shit. I don't get what he's saying. I don't understand.
Me that you don't think Black people will take construction jobs that pay well, electric jobs.
But I see them. Oh, hold on a second. Stop. I see that all the time. All right, on my job when I've done projects, IT projects, I see nothing but Black people doing that shit. So what are you talking about? This lie that Black folks aren't getting these, they are. Some of them are doing these jobs and high level jobs as well. This is just a talking point. She's talking about low ass level, like the jobs where people, again, they're waiting at Home Depot and they're picking them up. Those are the jobs. No Black people are out there waiting on that shit. So give me a break with this.
If I may,
let me get Samuel in here. Go ahead, Samuel. If I may, Marcel,
I think what Ken is saying, and I agree with her that she's not saying that African Americans folks are here or are not hardworking people.
Listen to the bullshit that Tariq comes in with. Let's check.
She agrees that they are hardworking. I think what she's saying is that folks from other countries, such as immigrants, I'm a son of immigrant, we have a certain appreciation for certain type of work that others here may not consider. And I think that's the point she's trying to make, and I agree with that point.
No, what type of appreciation? Because that narrative that you guys will take jobs that we don't want to do, that plays into the lazy foundation.
Shut the fuck up, man. Hold on a second, guys. Let me show you something. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. That's not what dude is saying. All right? That is not what dude is saying. What a piece of this. Excuse me for cursing, guys. I mean, again, folks, we keep elevating fools. We keep elevating clowns. That's not what he's saying. Here to okay, hold on a second. I want to just get a list here. All right. Dollar exchange rates. Wonderful. This is what I wanted. This is the list that I wanted. Okay, let's go.
Black American myth that a lot of people like.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck
No,
up,
no,
man. You know, that's not what he said.
That's not what anybody
That's exactly what he
That
said.
is not what he said. See this?
Hold that thought.
Listen.
Hold that thought. I want to ask Samuel. When you say that Black Americans don't necessarily appreciate certain jobs that immigrants would come and have, what jobs?
If you, and I don't think I'm going to sit here and give certain examples of jobs. What I will say to make a point is,
If you said it, you have to give an example.
Exactly.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Let me give you the example, folks, if I may. All right. First of all, obviously, like I just said, if there's some jobs, everybody right now, there's always a job open in this country. Always. All right. I don't care what the economy is. The question is, what type of job? All right. There are always jobs. McDonald's and they are always hiring. Question is, do you want to do that job? If you have a job where you are making $50, $60, $70 an hour, all right, and someone offers you a job where you're getting paid $20 an hour, there's a good chance that you're just like, I'm not taking that shit. This is what these guys are saying. And as far as people coming from other countries, I'm going to share the screen again, all right? What pieces of shit, what a piece of trash Marcel Dixon turned out to be. This was the guy who everybody was bumping up. This guy's a clown, a full clown. This is why these guys will go for any job. Let's go down. Let me go down. I want to go to the black countries, the black folks that you hate so much. Let's go to the country that my family's from. All right. This is this right here, obviously the dollar, the US dollar, and what other countries are as compared to the US dollar. Okay. I want to find Jamaica. Now, let me see if I can find that. All right. Come on. Wow, how could that not be there? Okay, they're just, hold on, let's see. All right, they're not showing this. So let me go here. All right. Okay. Jamaica. Why are they only showing these? Okay, Trinidadian dollar. These are the big dollar. I want to show the really the countries. Okay, I guess I'll have to do it up here. All right. I guess I have to do it up here. Jamaican dollar. All right. Why do they come up here and work their asses off and take other jobs that seem like menial? Because the Jamaican dollar, for every American dollar, the Jamaican dollar is $154. You understand? $154 for every Jamaican dollar to every US dollar. And when you see this number, by the way, that means there's a hell of a lot of crime down there, bro. The crime is off the chains. It's off the chains. Haiti. Where's Haiti? $111. 111 Haitian dollars to every $1. Obviously, Bahamas is pretty better. Bahamas is like the Bajan dollar. Oh yeah, okay, it's only $2. It's only $2. No, Bahamian, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bahamas is the same as America. I'm sorry. Bahamas same as America. Trinidad is not horrible, but it's probably $6. Okay, Dominican Republic. Dominican peso, $55. All right. So, I mean, we can just, folks, that's why they come over here and they work their ass off. It's like paradise to them. And they're going to go into a little bit as to why things are that way down in that country.
For a second. So if you imagine you have people coming from, certain countries where they don't have anything.
Yes.
Compared to what folks here have. So they come, of course, they'll be more amped to take a certain position, whether it's a job that others may not consider. They'll do anything.
Yes.
And when I say any type of work, they'll do any type of work because they appreciate it. Look, where I come from, that opportunity is not there at all.
And he comes from here.
That's the only point that we're trying
to
make.
He comes from here.
It has nothing to do with a lazy mindset. And I had
mindset. Hold on, I want to stop. The girl, this chick right here, the girl that she's from Guyana. Look at the Guyanese dollar. $209 to every $1. That's why they have that mindset.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's not what we're saying.
So one, you just validated my point. They are exploited by employers. So that's why it's a harm to Black Americans who will not allow ourselves to be exploited because we fought for
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh shit. You just proved his point that you're not willing. That's a lie. Let's go back here.
They are exploited by employers. So that's why.
If they're exploited by employers, right? Why are you so concerned about those jobs? He just said that they're exploited by employers. So why are you so concerned with having that job? Then what are they actually taking from you? If out of your own mouth that they're exploited. This is the new politician that you guys rode behind. This dude. I gotta hear that again because again I'm just hearing this for the second time.
Saying.
Yeah, that's not what we're saying.
So one, you just validated my point. They are exploited by employers. So that's why it's a harm to Black Americans who will not allow ourselves to be exploited because we fought for the right to get fair wages. They will prefer
Okay. You fought for the right to integrate. He's gonna get into more of that later on. But what you really fought for was the right to integrate. That's what you fought for the right for. This was when did you fight? When did you fight? Unions were the ones that were fighting for fair wages. What union do Black people have in this country? It's the union. Can someone in the chat, guys, can somebody in the chat please tell me when Black people fought for fair wages? Can you? Okay, maybe if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Then I'm wrong, and I'll admit I'm wrong. Specifically fair wages, or did you fight to simply integrate? Can you tell me what you fought because, okay, one person, they made a little bit more money as far as, a higher position, I guess in a management position. You wanted to be a management, but did you fight for fair wages or did you fight simply be the manager? Like if the manager was making 100,000 but did you just fight just to be called a manager or did you fight for the wages itself so that you can get the exact same thing that your white counterpart was making? Could somebody in the chat tell me, because I don't know. Am I here for the division? Why would I be here for the division? The Civil War made it possible for Caribbeans and Africans to be in America. The Civil War did that. All right. That's what they were fighting for Africans and Caribbeans to be in America. Was that what the Civil War was about? The only people who are here for division are the clowns up in the upper right and the clown in the bottom low left. That's the only ones. Let's continue.
Immigrants because they will allow themselves to be exploited. Two,
they allowed themselves to be exploited. Why do you want that job? That's all I want to know. Why are you so concerned about that?
These illegal immigrants, or even the people coming here legally, are such hard working, then they can stay and build up their own nation, because they're coming to the nation that hard working Black Americans, descendant of American slaves, built. And yet,
Descendants of American slaves, folks. So you're just, so wait a minute. If you're a foundational Black American, right? When did America start before blacks, or did you name America? I don't know. I don't get it. But descendants of America, so you're descendants of slaves. If you found this country, did you find it as slaves? So, but wait a minute. But you weren't brought over here by Africans. Well, wait, so you were brought over here by Africans as slaves. I don't understand. See, I'm confused here. I'm very confused. If you found this land here, if you are foundational, how were you slaves? I don't get it. I don't understand what it is. So if you were descendants of slaves, that means you came from Africa. So you're not American. You're African American. You're from Africa. You're foreign yourself. But if you're foundational here, did you find yourself were you slaves? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Let's just go down here. Emerson gang is a problem and Pelosi don't care. Yeah. MS-16 gang. Money Pro Music, what's up? Goddess Masterpiece, what's up? Kid Bree, what's up? No one should ever move out of the ghetto, should stay there and make it better. Talk about running. Oh my God. Again, sir. Tariq Nasheed does nothing but run from the ghetto. And we're going to get into that little, into the what is it? It's not even a museum anymore. It's an art gallery at this point. We're going to get into that one. We're going to get into that. Shout out to Haven Bullets. He named himself something else, but whatever. The video was on point. All right. This dude talks about running. All he's done was run from Black people. Are you kidding me? So, by the way, I think I saw, I saw a couple of people in here. Born Internal Ally. Kevin, what's up? Kevin's Clubhouse. Shout out to him. All right. Strikes mostly for whites. Yeah. White socialist organizations backed a lot of labor strikes, mostly for whites. Very few Black organizations did they support. But I'm asking, when did Black people ever fight for wages, or did you fight simply to get closer to the guy who enslaved you? That's all I'm asking. It's a simple question. Simple question. My family's from Jamaica. It's in my about section. My family's from Jamaica. Some of them are in England, in Canada, and I'm here. Yeah, I'll get into that later on.
Hold on, Samuel. The people with the least amount of wealth in this nation are not illegal immigrants, believe it or not. It is Black Americans.
And let's refrain from using illegal immigrants. That's
we make
no
as
longer
little as $24,000 in wealth. And yet
Let me get Samuel in here.
Yeah, more. So let me ask you this. Everything that he's saying, if you're making $24,000 in wealth, how is working at a menial job going to increase your wealth? Can someone please? Again, I'm confused. You're saying that these guys are getting exploited at their jobs, but yet you want that job that they're getting exploited at as a way to attain generational wealth. I don't understand. I'm confused. Excuse me. I'm just very confused here.
Marcel, go ahead, Samuel.
Marcel, your point and your argument ignores the fact that these countries these folks come from are either one, impoverished, lack of significant opportunity. Yep. So if you're saying, well, they should stay here and work hard there, but There's places, I'm from Haiti, for example, right? They have folks graduating with attorney to be as an attorney.
Hold that thought. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hold on a second. Let me ask you something, because the xenophobic slander is going to be coming pretty soon from obviously the pimp and from, Milo here. I mean, this dude who's in that weirdo outfit. But here's what I want to know, because you're going to hear them slander these countries and tell them to build it up. Why is it that you hear, being a foundational Black American, the rioters, the fighters, and everything, how come you ain't built nothing up in your neighborhoods? I mean, but hold on, Tariq. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Tariq, with your $2 million house and your Bentley and all this other stuff, why did you leave the hood? Did you ever stay in the hood? You were once homeless at one point in LA, doing whatever. Possibly, allegedly, I'm not gonna say, maybe doing tricks, possibly. Listen to the Combat Jack interview, okay, where he said, because he left his family at 14 and moved to LA, right? And he said, as he stayed in what was it? What do you call those places? One of those boys clubs or whatever it was. I forget the name that you call it. But he was talking about how men used to approach dudes back in the day and try to ask for tricks. Okay. And Tariq, who's a pretty big dude, he was probably a big kid, coming up. I don't know. I mean, he mentioned it. Go check out the Tariq interview with Combat Jack. Rest in peace to him. One of the great interviewers ever, by the way, Combat Jack. Go look at the interview with Tariq and Combat Jack. He brought that up, and you wonder why this guy makes references to bussy and booty hole and all these gay references. I don't know. He was in the pimp culture, which is a very, very, can I use the word, a very sexually fluid culture in itself, right? But this is out of his mouth. This is out of his mouth. But for the people who say, oh, why don't you build up your community? What has stopped you from building up yours here? That's a full right-wing talking point, is it not? Is it not? Give me a second here, folks. Yeah, Combat Jack. If you want to know how to interview people, he's one of the best. And he is got to be top 3 greatest interviewers of all time. He knows what he's doing. Let's continue with this bullshit.
Welcome back to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I'm Tammy Mack. And today, the business of being Black is immigration. Is it harmful to America? Please welcome managing attorney.
Again, for you guys who just come here, okay? This is Fox Soul, the so-called quote-unquote Black media. It's supposed to be, is it harmful to Black Americans? Instead, is it harmful to America? All right? Very telling, but let's continue.
At the Elira Law Firm and candidate, Prince George's County Councilman at Large, Samuel Q. Elira, educator and South Carolina's 6th U.S. Congressional District candidate, Greg Marcel Dixon, managing attorney at Valauza and Associates, Kenda Valauza, and film director and producer, Tariq Nasheed. Where we left off was the appreciation.
I just want to say, Goddess Masterpiece, I have fought. I want y'all to get reparations. I want Blacks to get reparations. But this right here, this shit from the pimp and this other clown down in the lower left, I mean, this is just too much. This is complete ignorance right here. So I want Black Americans to get reparations.
That Black Americans don't have for specific jobs that maybe immigrants would take on. And I do believe that is it's a misnomer when it comes to Black America. The problem is Blacks are Americans, and we know what should be right and fair and just. And so sometimes those Americans will not accept positions that they know they are being paid lower for than the average rate.
Hold on. You know what? I mean, they may flag me, but I'm just gonna just show this. Fuck it. Yeah, she's gonna fucking flag me, but so I'm just gonna show the pictures of what she's talking about. All right. I'm just gonna show the picture of what she's talking about. Let me show the picture so you can see, and you tell me what Black Americans, all right, what Black Americans are taking jobs like this. Hold on.
And so sometimes those Americans will not accept positions that they know.
All right. I'm just gonna put this. Hold on. I'm just gonna put this in. Give me a second here, because they make a good point. They make the people who are quote unquote immigrants. They make an excellent point. One second. Let me upload and just show you these pictures so you see what we're talking about here. But shout out to everybody that's coming in. Yeah. And the lawyer's cute too. I mean, she's a cute woman, you know. But Guyana, where she's from, $205 to 1. To 1. 1 second, y'all. You're gonna hear some noise. Oh no, I'm not in this. What? All right, folks. Look at this. Let's go down here. What Black people are taking jobs like this? It is not hard for you to get a job like this, folks. Or is this too dusty? If people found out that you did this for a living, let's just keep it a buck. What would your average Black people say? What would Tariq say if he saw you doing this? You think he'd call you dusty? All right? A dusty nigger? You think he did that anybody would have any pride in something like this? Come on, man.
So they are being paid lower for than the average rate allows in America.
Yes.
However, if there are immigrants, they will come, and the appreciation is not about the job. I think we have to take the job itself out of it. The appreciation has nothing to do with the job. The appreciation is about the wages that's earned for the job. And so if the wages are not the wages that are minimum standard for American wages, then of course Black Americans, white Americans, and anyone else who is an American will say, oh, hell to the no, I'm not taking that job. It's underpaid.
Bingo.
They're underpaying. But if immigrants are to come, they will take those jobs at whatever wages are allowed because they are not documented. And I think that's where we kind of lose a little bit of that appreciation. It's not about the job. It's about the pay. Samuel?
So I'm for the efficiency of good pay. Nobody wants to do a work or a job without having paid properly for it.
But America continues to pay undocumented immigrants low wages for the work that they do.
Right. I don't think that's fair. But what I think the point where we left off is if these different countries or places these folks arrive from, there are a significant lack of opportunity, whether it's job or housing, or just certain opportunity that they don't have here in America. So if they come, so of course, not to say it's right or wrong, but they won't take a certain job that.
No, it's wrong. It's not right or wrong. It's wrong. They're being exploited. Undocumented workers are being exploited by America.
But again, which screams the question, if that type of job is exploitation, then What exactly are these so-called Black Americans or FBA? What are you fighting for then? What jobs are they taking away if these jobs aren't the jobs that you're looking to do? And any FBA people in the chat, you're welcome to tell me if they're not, if these aren't the jobs, if these are jobs for dusty niggas, what are you fighting for?
Well, if
And
they're
I'm with
not
you.
thinking that they're being exploited, then how is it exploitation? At the end of the day, when we think about the pay, we look as immigrants, we look more so at the transfer rate. Like for instance, I am from Guyana. $1 is 200 Guyana dollars.
Boom.
So we come here, or undocumented immigrants come here, they don't know about the Fair Wages Act. They don't know anything of the sort. All they know is that they need a job, and they need a job real quick in order to take care of themselves and their families. So it's not necessarily, I don't see how we could blame it on them per se, in regards to the jobs that they're taking and the pay that they're getting in response
It's a
to
come
that
up
job.
for you. Your presence is a come up for you. You come
Nick,
over.
wait. Again, he's saying it's a come up. You just said that your boy just said that you're getting exploited. So what's the come up? What come up? How is this, Tariq Nasheed, how is this a come up? Again, tell me one Black American that is fighting for a job like this.
It benefits you.
Oh my God.
How does it? It doesn't benefit us. And this
Yes, they do.
How? He
Undocumented
just said,
immigrants-
your boy just said that they get exploited. So how is it going to benefit you? This is crazy. This is
has
stupid.
paid $11.6 billion in taxes in 2017, and this is according to the
Listen to
Institute
this.
on
Listen to this.
Taxation and Economic Policy.
But
Undocumented
the money is
immigrants, whether you want to
extrapolated from us
believe it or not,
anyway. So it's
they
the
pay
money that
taxes and they contribute to the American
Listen to-
economy.
those tax dollars were extrapolated from foundational Black Americans. So it's a circular thing. They're not benefiting us by paying the taxes that were taken from us anyway.
Folks, let me say this, all right? And this is for these people in this chat who claim to be Black American. This is the guy this guy, and she's gonna smack him down in 2 seconds. This is why you have this guy going up against a woman who's educated, and he just isn't. This is the guy who you want before Congress to fight you for your reparations. This dude. Do you hear this babble? Do you hear what this guy just said? I just want you to listen to this dude again. This guy's just throwing shit out there.
They contribute to the American economy.
Those tax
And wait,
dollars
and she said the American, again, back to what I just read from Bush's from the Bush Center's website.
from foundational Black Americans. So it's a circular thing. They're not benefiting us by paying the taxes that were taken from us.
Just
anyway.
made that up.
Exactly. And I also want to say, as a teacher,
Exactly.
there are
Folks, that's another thing I forgot to mention. You do understand that this dude is a teacher, right? By trade. You do understand that. This dude is a teacher by Marcel Dixon is a teacher by trade, and he's riding with a pimp. Just keep that in mind.
Second language programs that immigrants, children of immigrants, usually in the country legally in South Carolina, they put billions of dollars into that program. And guess which department that program is under? The Department of Civil Rights. Which group of people were the people who led to the Department of Civil Rights? My ancestors. Yet, when Black American kids are struggling to read, when they need more support, there are no special programs set aside.
My dude, are you actually trying to say that Black American kids that they actually make a distinction and move the Black American kids out of the way so the immigrants can? I mean, are you really trying to say that? Do you have any proof? He has no proof. There's nowhere. If this is true, has he made any videos demonstrating this?
People spoke another language. We spoke Gullah. Some of the old people
And
here
that's
still
not,
speak
and
Gullah
we get it, but
Geechee.
that's something
Excuse
that you
me.
have to
I
take
did
up
not
with
interrupt you. I did not interrupt you.
Hold that thought. I'm coming to you, Kenda.
We spoke
Please
Gullah
complete your thought,
Geechee or
Marcel.
Sea Island Creole. They're putting billions of dollars investing in the children of illegal immigrants. Class sizes are exploding. Yet, a lot of those illegal immigrants are not paying taxes to help finance more resources for those schools. Even more programs that should be developed for my people, who are the people that built this country. Sam, you talk about us having nothing and no opportunity. Black Americans went through that for centuries. We stayed here and fought for our rights. We are not helping
No, you
people.
didn't. No, you didn't. You fought for let's just keep it a buck. You fought to get integrated. Let's just keep it real. You didn't fight for your rights. You fought to integrate. You didn't fight to separate. You didn't fight to, to get your own land. You fought for integration. That's what you did.
If they just could come here instead of investing in their own nation or helping our people, but they could just import cheap labor instead of investing in American workers.
Hold that thought, Marcel. Kenda, go ahead.
I was saying so you're running for office and you.
So
They
wait,
could just import cheap labor instead of investing in American workers.
that is American corporations 101. All right. They do that all across the board. Okay, what are you talking about? That's across America 101. That's not just with you. You want to blame black immigrants, like, again, and we've said this earlier during this video. They only make up 1% of this goddamn country. Only 1%, even. Not even that, maybe 2%. Out of your whole 13% of black people here, maybe more. How does that affect you? And you say cheap labor, I mean, welcome to America. You want to stay here? This is how they've been doing shit. They're trying to freaking, if you're not in the right profession, they're trying to replace you with fucking robots. Are you kidding me? Wow.
That thought, Marcel. Kenda, go ahead.
I was saying so you're running for office and you're putting yourself in a grave position.
Yes.
But that's something that you have to take up with the government, because I said what I said. I said that undocumented immigrants, whether you want to believe it or not, they pay their taxes and they contribute to the U.S. economy. Because I have never met an immigrant that came into my office and doesn't have tax returns, right? So we're going to make that very clear that they do contribute.
How come you didn't contribute?
Well, that thought, Tariq, let her complete her thought. Go ahead,
Listen
Kenda.
to the stupidity of
You
Tariq.
could go ahead.
Okay, how come you didn't contribute those taxes and those contributions to your homeland of Guyana?
Do you hear this fool? Now listen to how she answers this idiot. Okay, this was the guy. Just understand something. This was Mr. Hidden Colors. This was Mr. History of the World. This was the guy who you went to, who you swore by. And every time someone tries to tell you about this dude, you say, well, he made Hidden Colors though. And this is the guy who you continue to quote and you continue to swear by for historical data. He said, why didn't you donate those taxes to Guyana? Listen to how she answered. This, a native of Guyana, he's saying this too.
Because we don't pay taxes in Guyana. Our government deals with it. We have free education. We have free health care. We don't pay taxes. That's why in my book, one of the topics is taxes, because it's a very foreign language.
Okay, well, guess what? Guyana sounds like a great place to be. So why some people come over here? Let me say something really quick.
Hold on. Do you see, again, folks, this is stupidity here. This is ridiculousness. When have Guyana, and he's going to say something else that's going to make himself look even more ridiculous. But have Guyanese immigrants been in the news at all? All right. And by the way, side note, Lord Jamar. I mean, listen. Aside from hip hop, I can't with Lord Jamar. All right. I mean, listen, he wants to talk about hip hop and that's fine. Aside from that, I mean, the hell with a lot of his beliefs. He rides with Tariq. He rolls with Tariq. All right. And I always kind of chose sides because he got into the scuffle with Umar and obviously Tariq hates Umar and whatever. Fuck all of them, to be honest with you. But dude, when them Guyanese immigrants, when are you even spoken about them? Usually you're attacking Jamaicans. So I don't know. So now he's saying, oh, why don't you, if it sounds like a lovely place, why don't you go back there? She just told you, and I just told you, $205 to one. That's why they're coming over here. Man.
I don't know how quick you gonna say it, Marcel, but go ahead.
I want to
And let's not put the focus.
hold on. You say
Hold on, let me hear what Kenda. Let's not put the phone on who, Kenda. Go ahead.
No, I was saying let's not put the focus on me because at the end of the day, I am a documented immigrant, and believe it or not, I am going. Like Samuel said, we don't have opportunities granted. I came here, I got my education, and my plan really is to return to my home country. That's the end plan.
That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there.
What's
Why
the
is
problem?
that a problem?
Hold
Why
on.
is that
What's
a
the
problem?
problem?
I came here, I paid my dues, I paid my
Okay, yeah,
taxes,
thanks.
I
So
paid
can
for
I-
my
can I go now?
education.
When things go
Why is that a
bad in the
problem?
when things go bad in the United States of America, the first thing a lot of immigrants want to do is run. They get their other passport and they want to return to their country. And
Who doesn't, folks? One of the wisest things you can do is get a passport, number one. Okay. Why? And actually, let them finish. I'm going to explain in a second.
leave Black Americans, other Black immigrants about here by ourselves.
Wait. Okay. I'm going to rewind this and let's just hear him again. I'm just going to show you how ridiculous this dude sounds.
For my
Can I go now?
education.
When things go
Why is
bad
that a
in the
problem?
when things go bad in the United States of America,
Right.
the first thing a lot of immigrants want to do is run. They
Right.
get their other
Right,
passport and
right.
they want to return to their country.
Return.
And they leave Black Americans, other Black immigrants about here by ourselves. I also want to
But hold on a second. I thought you didn't want us here. All right. So now, and she's going to address this later on. So before, we shouldn't come over here. But then you're saying when things get rough, then you want to leave. She never said that. She's just one of these people who wants to return to Guyana eventually because that's where she's from. Just like you have a number of people of every other culture. Asian people do the same thing. Italians do the same thing. British people do the same thing. German people do the same thing. You make a little cheddar, and obviously the money is worth more, as I just shown you on the XE chart, right? On the currency chart, that the rate of living over here is much higher in most places in the world. So obviously, excuse me, if you go back to your home country, you're gonna kind of be living pretty good. Especially if the dollar is 1 to every 205. Now, obviously, she has to, she needs to get some security and stuff because, it's just what it is in any country you go to, and the dollar amount is the way it is. But there's some people who do that. I know in my family, there's some folks who never want to go back to their country. They just don't. They'll tell me they don't want to go back there. When then I have other people in my family, they're like, they go there all the time. My mother never went back to Jamaica. She never wanted to fuck with. She had to go kicking and screaming. All right. Where my father went back and forth to visit there every chance he got. And it wasn't until my mother passed, until I really went down, and I'm good friends with, I was always good friends with her side of the family, but I'm really close with them now. Right. And obviously I wish she would have gone down there a little bit more. But some people, it's like that. She's one of those people who've come here and they want to go back to their home country. But now this guy's saying, oh, well, why are you leaving us when things get hard? What are you talking about? But it just shows This guy doesn't have any independent thought. He's basically riding the tip of Tariq Nasheed. And how can I trust a guy who has no independent thought? That's one of the problems, especially here on YouTube. A lot of you guys are just you're babies. You're looking for somebody to lead you. You can say whatever the fuck you want about me. At least I have some sort of independence in my thinking. I don't care who likes me about any of my beliefs. Let's continue with this fool.
I know there's been this thing about immigrants, legal and illegal, bring jobs. Guess what? There has not been one study showing that they are bringing jobs that hire Black Americans. There have been studies shown, and you can look up Duke University did a study in 2006, 2007, showing that a lot of illegal immigrants, these were mainly Hispanics, Latinos, said over 70% in this.
It's mainly Latinos and Hispanics, but as I've told you earlier, that it's mainly Asians that are the elite, that are the immigrants that come over here.
Greenville, South Carolina, Durham, North Carolina. Black Americans were not hardworking, were lazy, were problematic. Committed
What was this?
Over 70%. And this is Greenville, South Carolina, showing that a lot of elite study showing that immigrants are about here by ourselves. I also want to say, I know there's been this thing about immigrants, legal and illegal, bring jobs. Guess what? There has not been one study showing that they are bringing jobs that hire Black Americans. There have been studies shown, and you can look up Duke University did a study in 2006, 2007, showing that a lot of illegal immigrants, these were mainly Hispanics, Latinos, said over 70%. And this is Greenville, South Carolina, Durham, North Carolina. Black Americans were not hardworking, were lazy, were problematic, committed a lot.
Because I gotta read this myself, because this guy is just not, to me, is just not very truthful. Or not. He didn't even cite the actual study. He did not cite the actual study. Let me just. I got to see this here. Okay, this is Duke University. All right, this is Latino immigrants come to U.S. with negative stereotypes. Okay, that's Latinos. Okay, what and. All right, Latino immigrants come to U.S. with the negative stereotypes of Black Americans, new study shows. This is in Duke Today. How Latino immigrants relate to Blacks and whites, how these groups relate to Latinos have implications of the social and political dynamic of the South. Now, before I even read this study, my question is this: white Latinos or Black ones? All right. I mean, white Latinos like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is a full white man. And see, this is why when I even get into that, when I'm on this, when I'm on this platform and people get offended, but there is a distinction. There is a distinction. So Latinos bring negative stereotypes about Black Americans to the U.S. when they immigrate. Research has also found that living in the same neighborhood with Black Americans seems to reinforce rather than reduce the negative stereotypes Latino immigrants have towards Blacks. Again, all right, what Latinos are we talking about? All right, I'm talking about Black immigrants, by the way. That's who I'm talking about. So I'm just wondering, you're talking about Latinos. How do you lump Guyanese and Haitians and Jamaicans and those and Africans? How do you lump them into that? All right. And again, you know, regarding Latinos, you don't even make the distinction of whether they're whites or Blacks. But these are Latinos you're talking about. So let's continue with this.
Crimes. Over 70% of them said that. So not only is illegal immigrants taking resources from Black Americans, they are also coming here with anti-Black views that they bring from their home nation. And even some black immigrants come here with anti-black American views.
Show the study of that. Where's the study for that one? So you just throw things out there. You have to be specific. And so what? You got a bunch of coons who have bad. How about if you think that's bad? What about the black folk here and what they think about you? How about your own people here who live in this country?
That has been shown in survey after survey. They'll be told, don't hang around.
Let me ask Samuel here. Thank you, Marcel. Let me ask Samuel, do you believe that immigrants, documented or undocumented, have anti-racist, have racist views of American blacks?
I mean, I think that statement is too broad of a statement to be true.
Of course it is.
If you say there are a few or there are some, that may be a more accurate statement, but I cannot say whether I deny or prove that statement. I mean, it may be, but I don't think that's something that we should put on all immigrants that come here. I mean, you know, these folks are hard work. Go ahead.
No, I
never said all.
Tariq, listen, Kenda has a point when
If
she
it's
says,
not all,
why
then
are
what's
we
the point?
blaming the immigrants? It's not the immigrants' fault. It is America's fault. So this is what America has allowed. So why are we mad at immigrants?
And as I started off the segment, I said white supremacist culture will weaponize them. I always put the blame on white supremacist culture because they used immigration as a form to undermine us. Black people in the 1960s, that's when we first started to put the cape on for Black immigrants because we wanted more Black people to come over here to act as reinforcements in the civil rights movement. We had great people like Stokely Carmichael and others who were riding with foundation.
What others? What others are we talking about? But listen to what he says, and he said this stupid shit before. Let's
the Black Americans, and we thought we need more of those brothers and sisters over here. We were pushing the Pan-Africanism line. When they started to allow other immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean to come over here, they started to screen them and made sure they brought the ones over here who had an anti-foundational Black American mentality so that they can use them.
Give me the specifics. Give me the specifics. Oh my God. They began to screen them to see who had the anti. All right. What specifics are you talking? Give me an example. All right. And don't they do that with, didn't they do that with Black? Why do you think Jackie Robinson came to prominence? All right. There were a lot of Black ball players that were better than him, believe it or not. Didn't they kind of screen him and to get the right Negro to integrate the leagues? Because the leagues was basically losing money. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why they integrated the league, because the league was losing fucking money. All right. But don't they do that to y'all too? But again, he's not giving us, it's just a lot of vague shit he's just throwing out there
against us. So it has become a problem now that the people that's coming over from Africa and the Caribbean, they're not acting as reinforcement. They look at us as another hostile tribe. And we're now realizing we can't have that type of energy from them or any other immigrant group.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Business of Being.
They see, well, like, again, folks, you have to give me specifics on what you're talking about, because again, these guys are just throwing stuff out there. They're just throwing stuff out there without any context, without any sort of proof. All right. Look at where's it at? If you just go down and look at how look at this. Now, there may be some immigrants that have different there's some immigrants that have some different, philosophies or views about certain Black people. They may have negative, but you've never seen them attack Black Americans like this. Look at this. Like, who is Slim? This is Slim Nigga. This is a jackass right here, this person. All right. When have Black immigrants, Caribbeans, Jamaicans, when have they ever attacked your features? These people want to be white so badly, it's not even funny. Look at this. Folks, this is embarrassing is what this is. It's embarrassing. Look at this. It's embarrassing, folks. It really is. You're using this, the ugliest pictures of immigrants. This is like, it's like, I don't know, you like at a right-wing KKK rally, man, for real.
Black with Tammy Mack. I'm Tammy Mack. And the business of being Black today is illegal immigration. Is it harming America? Please welcome managing attorney at the Elira Law Firm and candidate Prince George's County Councilman at Large, Samuel Q. Elira, educator and South Carolina 6th U.S. Congressional District candidate, George, or rather Greg Marcel Dixon, managing attorney at Valauza and Associates, Kenda Valauza, and film director and producer Tariq Nasheed is with us today. Kenda, do you believe that there is a racism attached to immigrants based off of the perception of Black Americans in America?
I'm going to shut that down right now, Tammy. That is not true. The whole reason we in the Caribbean, we don't even understand racism. We don't deal with racism.
No.
When we come to America, that's when we realize, okay, wait, we're Black and this person is white and this person is this and this person is that. We don't deal with racism. So I don't understand where he's getting that information from, but I'm yet to meet an immigrant. The ones from the country that I've came from, the ones that I've been working with as my clients that has spoken any single thing negative about Black America. And a matter of fact, if you were to bring up any conversation about racism with an immigrant, they would tell you, I'm staying out of that because we don't know anything like that. We're not familiar with racism.
What she means is that, well,
there's so much racism over there, especially in those Hispanic countries where they treat the Black people like trash.
Exactly.
In those Caribbean countries, they're running around with cake soap, trying to lighten themselves up. That's a reflection.
So in these Latino countries, they treat Blacks like trash. So it isn't just foundational Black Americans. It's just, as I've just said, there are white Latinos. And there are Black Latinos in these Latino countries. All right. So you're admitting that it's not just foundational Black Americans or Black Americans, it's anyone Black. Thanks for confirming that.
Of the racism that's there. Those places are colonized. You go there, it's East Indians and Asians running everything over there. They know exactly what racism is. That's why they're trying to get out of there to come over here to the people who fight racism, which is foundational Black Americans.
What? Wait, whoa. What? Wait a minute, folks. You said you fight the racism just like that, the same way you see, and I was just in Kingston like a couple years ago. And yeah, you see Asians down there in Kingston talking patois, you know what I'm saying? Like any other Jamaican and Indians and so on. But it's the same thing up here. You're acting like when they come up here, that it's different, that it's some sort of American Wakanda that you have up here, that you got things sewed up. No, you don't have anything sewed up. So this is why when you say stupid shit like, oh, you got to fix your country down there, you act like you have everything fixed up here. The same thing they're going through down there, you're going through up here. What you talking about?
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. First and foremost, these folks, the idea that these folks from these other countries have about America, they have a perspective like this is the greatest land in the world.
Bingo.
And money grows on trees. Like they have such love for America. So there's no racism or any negative mindset like that.
But the question is that white America or is that America in total?
America in general.
Bingo.
And listen. When we talk about the fight of racism, let's not forget. Like I said, I'm from Haiti, and if you don't know much about Haiti, the first Black freed republic, where slaves revolted and took over the island, fought Napoleon Bonaparte, kicked out the British. All right, the France. So we know about
America has not been kind to Haiti.
And you have to understand why. Yeah, because after the slave revolution, we was giving free citizenship to folks to come to Haiti, and we was going out, helping other folks freeing their islands. Whether it's Argentina, we fought in so many different countries, civil wars, and allowed them to gain their freedom. So of course, there's no love there for us.
You gotta tell the whole story.
Hold that thought. My question becomes.
You got to tell the whole story now. What is the whole story, Tariq? Because you did a whole fucking documentary praising what this guy's talking about. So what the fuck is the whole story?
You just explained how other countries, and particularly your own Haiti, thinks of America, how it's this wonderful, beautiful land, and that money grows on trees, and there's freedom and this. And I say, but America's not been kind to your people. And you say, yeah, but you got to understand why. But why would your people want to enter a country that's not been kind to them?
I think what it is the lack of opportunity. There's nothing. So, and the point I was trying to make earlier, I have cousins who graduated, with masters and different high top degrees, but yet there's nothing there, no work, no nothing. They cannot support their family. So imagine if they're able to go to somewhere where they could even work at McDonald's or make any type of living at all for their family. They will take that opportunity, notwithstanding the fact that they have these degrees. And that's the point of that. I think that's the core of the point we're trying to make. It wasn't, more so that we're coming here and taking over jobs, or we don't think that African Americans here don't work. It's just that it's a different mindset for these other folks coming from these other countries.
Marcel, you have to agree that there has to be a different mindset from someone coming from a country that lacks everything that America has to offer. There has to be a different mindset. Just like in America, when you come from a poor neighborhood, your mindset is different than when you're growing up with a silver spoon in your mouth. So you have to agree that there's a completely different mindset.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a completely different mindset, right? One, I want to say something. Kenda, Guyana has historic racism between Indians and the Black Guyanese people there. So you know racism very well. Two, my platform talks about holding employers accountable that hire illegal immigrants. So I am going after the companies. And three, Tammy, yes, there is a different mindset, and that there is the problem. We as Black Americans, descendants of American slaves, or freedmen as we're called, we have historically fought for what we are owed from the American.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit. This is a fad that just started. That is a bunch of bullshit. And again, what did you fight for? You fought for integration. So that is a lie right there. That's a full lie. That is a full lie. Let's continue.
Government. We had many opportunities to leave. We had the opportunity to go to Liberia. Abraham Lincoln wanted to send us to South America.
Yes, you had the opportunity to get your own land and have your own nation. Yes, you did have that.
Caribbean, and even in more modern times, some people said we should go to Mexico because we can get better opportunities there. We resisted all those things and said, no, we're going to fight for what we are due here.
Integration. That's what you fought for. You didn't fight for what you were owed. You never fought for no reparations. Stop showing that Martin Luther King speech about, we coming to get the check. Stop that bullshit. If that's so true, why didn't you follow up with it? So you simply did this for integration. You weren't fighting for shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Unfortunately, some Black immigrants come here and their attitude is, I just want to make a living and do good for myself.
How we keep going over this, okay? There aren't many Black immigrants in here that are going to affect you like that. There's like damn near 1 or 2% of Black immigrants in this country. How does that affect you, the so-called writers?
They don't come here with the attitude that I'm going to help Black Americans fight for what they're due.
Why should they? I don't understand why they should.
That's what I'm about to get to right now.
Oh, God.
Man, you just asked a good question. One.
That's
two words. Marcus Garvey. Marcus Messiah Garvey, who you ran out of here when he tried to do it for you. These just one. But you're lying through your fucking teeth. But again, notice, people come here, then they leave. You're like, what do you want? Do you want us to come here and help you? Or do you want us to leave? And the lawyer, again, she's gonna address this. Let's keep it moving.
That's what they're for.
Samuel Elira being from Haiti, he should definitely come in here wanting to side with Black Americans. Because when the U.S. invaded Haiti, it was Black American soldiers who refused to participate in that invasion. Matter of fact, Black Americans gathered and petitioned the United Nations to get out of Haiti. When any other continent, Ethiopia was being conquered, Black Americans armed ourselves, even though we were going through our own struggles, and we went over there and helped Ethiopians fight against the Italians. But when Black immigrants come here, not all of them, but some of them, they don't join in our battles for reparations.
Okay, guys, when you say some of them, right? He didn't say most of them. He said some of them. Understand that. If he said most of them, then he may have a case. Some of them could be what? Like out of what? 50, maybe what? 5 or 6 of them? Some of them. Maybe 10 of them. That's some out of 50. If he said most of them, like 40 out of 50 or something, then I'd say, yeah, you know what? We do, but Black immigrants are fucked up. He said some of them. Meaning not much really cause a dent. So what are you kicking and screaming about? If it's just some of them, not most of them, some of them.
The government owes us. They sometimes side with these
Sometimes side, or all the time. All right? Sometimes. And what you're saying, that applies to American Blacks too. Are you kidding me with this? Serious? What is your opponent's lineage? Clyburn. What's Art Maxine's lineage? Fatback Sharpton's lineage? Jesse Jackson. Let's talk about them. You don't need anybody from another country to come over here and undermine you. What's Herschel Walker's lineage, who just won in Georgia? What's Larry Elder's lineage? We can just go straight down the list, man. Eric, the mayor of New York, what's his lineage? All of them, quote unquote, you know, the ADOS or Black American or whatever you call yourself, you know, depending on the day. Man.
Politicians and will buy into anti-Black American stereotypes.
All right, hold that thought, Marcel. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Wait,
Kenda,
because he keeps going back to that. He keeps going back to that. The guy who says that the most is Jesse Lee Peterson, who's a full Black American, who's down in your wheelbarrow.
you have something to say on that?
No, I don't know where he is getting that information from, but
He's getting it from
you
Tariq.
did ask the question, Tammy. Why should Black
Listen to this, by the way.
Anti-Black American stereotypes.
All right, hold that thought, Marcel. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Right.
Hold that thought. Kenda,
Listen to
I know
this
you have
woman.
something to say
Listen
on
to this.
No, I don't know where he is getting that information from, but you did ask the question, Tammy. Why should immigrants come to America and pick up and get into the fight for Black Americans? Coming here and going to college in the United States, I realized that when I would talk anything or try to get into any American politics, Black Americans, they would tell me, you know what, you're not qualified to speak on this topic because you're an immigrant. You don't understand the struggles. You don't this, you don't that. And I've maintained not even discussing anything about Black America, the politics. I have nothing to say about Black Americans. Like I said, I haven't met any immigrant that had anything negative to say about Black Americans. So I'm not sure where Marcel is getting his information from.
And let me address that. She is so fucking right. She is so right. And when people come after you for even discussing, you got people online coming up to me telling me I'm not even allowed to talk about reparations. I'm not allowed to talk about ADOS or the fuckboy movement. I'm not allowed to say anything, give an opinion, you know, it doesn't matter. And every time you even open your mouth, people get all triggered and shit, right? But see, what it is, these guys, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Black Americans, some of y'all have always undermined and dissed blacks from foreign countries. Go back to your high school days, especially, I guess, being I'm from New York, and there's more of a melting pot over here. But Black Americans always dissed blacks from other countries, made fun of their accents, made fun of how they looked. All right. African booty scratcher, all that stuff. And I understand some of these people are young, but this is something that trickles down from the parents. So you have always had this bias towards anyone who came from a foreign country because you thought you were better because, you know, you thought because you were an American. And I can understand where she's coming from, where they're saying, we don't need you to talk. So you want us, when we try to talk about your issues or try to integrate with you, you attack us. But then when we decide we're not even going to get involved, you still attack us. So either or. It's like y'all ain't trying to help us, or y'all are just trying to infiltrate because you don't know what the hell you want. You don't know who you are and what you want because you keep changing it. You were African before, now you're African American, now you're an Indian, now you're FBA, but you're AO. You don't know what the fuck you are. And when people try to look to see your struggle and try to help you, you reject them. And then when they run away, then you're like, oh, well, you don't even help us. Listen to what the pimp has to say.
Like I said, I haven't met any immigrant that had anything negative to say about Black Americans. So I'm not sure where Marcel is getting his information from.
And this is
Tariq, go ahead.
Listen to the pimp.
And listen, foundational Black Americans, we've always fought for all of these other groups, even though we go through our struggle here. The Black Seminoles went down into Mexico fighting to help protect the Mexican border. You had Black people like David Fagan, who went over to the Philippines and defected from the U.S. Army and defended the Filipinos when they were being attacked by the U.S. government. You had people like Muhammad Ali, who put his career on the line because he refused to fight the people over there in Vietnam. You always have Black people putting on the cape and putting their lives on the line to fight for other groups in other countries. But when they come over here, the whole
let's rewind.
You had Black people like David. Foundational Black Americans, we've always fought for all of these other groups, even though we go through our struggle here. The Black Seminoles went down into Mexico fighting to help protect the Mexican border. You had Black people.
Are we Mexican?
Like David Fagan, who went over to the Philippines and defected from the U.S. Army and defended the Filipinos when.
Are we Philippine?
They were being attacked by the U.S. government. You had people like Muhammad Ali, who put his career on the line because he refused to fight the people over there in Vietnam.
Are we Vietnamese? I mean, none of these things, they even, you know, they make no sense to us, to me at all. I mean, we're not either of those people. So what's your point?
You always have Black people putting on the cape and putting their lives on the line.
So why don't you attack Vietnamese or Mexicans or the Filipinos for not helping you out in your struggle? Why are you attacking Black immigrants? That's my question, since you're saying that these guys owe you something. That's all I want to know. I just want to know why all this vitriol for Black immigrants when it's clear they're not the ones who screwed you over, according to you.
Fight for other groups in other countries, but when they come over here, the whole thing is, well, why should we help you? We're trying to get ours, and that is the problem.
Again, he didn't name one Black immigrant in those examples. You guys keep on falling for the okie doke. You constantly fall for the okie doke. You guys just did a fast, smooth ass hustle, and you didn't catch one point that he made. It's pathetic, bro.
Go ahead, Samuel.
I think it's Martin Luther King who said this: injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. I don't think we should have, Marcel, we should have a mindset where, we should be so negative towards, folks from these other countries. I mean, listen, we know what Black Americans went through here. I mean, 400 plus years of slavery, Jim Crow. We know what went here, and we know the injustice that continue to happen to us while we are here. So we all are in this together. So I think that we have to be supportive and collaborative. We all should come together in reparation for folks in America. Yes, of course we support that. I mean, we cannot sit here looking the way we are and not appreciate what folks have the struggle that we collaborative. We all should come together in reparation for folks in America. Yes, of course we support that. I mean,
did you hear what he said? He supports reparations. Of course he supports that. So what's the argument that we're having here?
We cannot sit here looking the way we are and not appreciate what folks have the struggle.
And here's the problem. And here's the problem, Sam. That the narrative is that we're all in this together until you get resources for your group. We're all in this together unless it's something negative. Now, if it's something negative, we all have to absorb all of the negativity that comes from all these different Black groups. If you get a PhD, you become a scholar, then you separate yourselves from us. So that's another narrative.
Give an example. There's no example whatsoever. There's no example. He has not attacked one of the groups that are really oppressed. We just laid it out. He just said himself, the Philippines, and he talked about the Mexicans. And so how come he's not after them? What is he talking? Can you give me, anyone who's in here who is part of this foundational Black American bullshit, tell me what this guy is saying. Because it makes no sense. Again, these are vague arguments. They don't give specifics. But then when you're running a finesse, that you're not supposed to give specifics.
To get into.
Hold that thought. We got to go to commercial break. I think Black Americans start separating themselves too when they get them PhDs. But we'll talk about it.
But bingo. That's what, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Tammy Mack. I mean, she brings people on her show for clicks and views. I mean, obviously, that's her job. She'll bring on Umar and some of these. I really don't get with a lot of these so-called Black shows and Black media because they don't vet anybody and they just put people on for clicks and views. But that was a great question. That was a great statement because she's right. It doesn't matter where you come from. All Black, elite or boule or whatever you want to call them. They all act like this. They're all like this. They all act like this. Let's keep them
back on Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. Welcome back to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I'm Tammy Mack, and the business of being Black today is immigration harming America. Woo!
America.
Friday, a district judge ruled that the Biden administration must continue to turn away migrants due to the COVID-19 related health measure first implemented under former President Donald Trump. A judge agreed that if the order is lifted, it will hurt the states by increasing costs related to healthcare, driving license, education, and increasing migrant numbers at the border. What do we think about this, Tariq?
Guys, listen to this guy's answer, okay? And again, this is your leader. This is the guy who you're going to put before Congress to fight for reparations or anything Black. Listen to what this fool says.
I think that they should turn people away because, again, we have to absorb a lot of negative stuff that comes through. A lot of these undocumented immigrants are coming over here with COVID, spreading COVID. We don't know who they are. We can't trace them. We can't track them, among other things. So, nice. I agree with that. That's the one thing I agree with the Biden administration.
Spreading COVID. We don't know. We don't know where they're coming from or who they're at. He doesn't. What did I say before, folks? Didn't I say that China is in Asia? That's where all the immigrants are coming from. What did Trump call COVID? The China virus. Did he not say that? That was Donald Trump that said that. All right. And just listen to this fool talk. This guy sounds like a coon Republican. This is what he sounds like. Let's continue.
Which I don't like the Biden administration at all because of the benign neglect policies they have against foundational Black Americans. But that's one thing I do agree with.
Well, I mean, this was implemented under Donald Trump's administration.
Stupid.
So You can still hate
Dumbass.
the Biden administration if you like.
Unbelievable.
It gives you permission to continue to hate the Biden administration.
Unbelievable.
Immigrant rights advocates have argued that Title 42 is illegal because it prevents people from exercising their international right to claim asylum. And the decision delivered a blow to the administration's plan to end the controversial program on May 23rd. So what are your thoughts about this, Kenda?
I support the advocates. At the end of the day, the asylum process is in court. If you lock immigrants out, you leave them in Mexico, then they have no access to immigration attorneys. They have no access to the judicial system. And, you know, even though there's judges, in those situations, they do Zoom court or whatever the situation is. It leaves immigrants at a disadvantage, because really and truly, there are immigrants who are fleeing gang violence. They're fleeing rape. They're fleeing domestic violence, and they deserve a day in court, and they deserve their representation in court. And if they're there and immigration attorneys are here to represent them, then how do we get access to them? How do we make sure that they're getting the justice that they deserve through the immigration court system?
And why is that our responsibility to do that for them? Why don't they do that in their homeland?
Because immigration laws.
Let me let Kenda answer the question since it was posed to her. Go ahead, Kenda.
No, I'm saying because immigration law exists. There's immigration laws. And so that's why they should have access to the immigration court. There's immigration laws, there's immigration court, there's immigration judges. So these things are in place by the federal government for them to have the benefits of it. And what benefits would they have if they're out in Mexico, unable to get the access to the courts or the judges or the lawyers to try their cases?
Go ahead, Samuel.
I was going to suggest to Rick, you forget that the United States has a role in the destruction and of if not, I don't want to say every country out there, but the majority of these countries out there who are impoverished and who are suffering, the United States played a role in that. So yes, they should come in and save and give an incentive to this country. But here's what I don't agree with.
Hold on, Tariq. Hold on.
What I don't agree with is the inconsistency across the board with which the opportunities that are presented. Because you see with the Ukraine and these different type of European countries, they've given them, free access. So you can come here, have free work visa and these different type of things. But then when the Haitians came in the border, these other people who seek the same opportunity, they are turned away and they are treated like slave or less than.
And Tariq and Black Authority approved of that, them getting turned away. And if you get a chance, by the way, speaking of the Black Authority, he had an interview with that same, this same guy, this Marcel Dixon character. He had an interview with them. Listen to that interview, all right? Because he kept pressing Marcel on, is he going to be pushing for the Alphabet crew's rights? And he was making some very strong insinuations if you hear that interview. So I don't know, I don't care, what his personal life is. I mean, I have no idea what it is. But I will say this, if those guys turn on you, all right, you got one faceless dude, out in New Orleans, and obviously this character right here who's in Tariq, who's not loyal to anybody. All right, you keep playing this game, and eventually when you have to switch up your views, they're going to start attacking you. So just to let you know. But yeah, Tariq was one of those people who was with Haitians being treated like dirt, like slaves, with the horses and stuff. Go look at what Tariq, what he said about it. And you mean to tell me you're gonna still roll with the dude like this?
So that's an issue. That's the inconsistency that I have issue with.
And another thing that's inconsistent, they always try to say, well, the U.S., they indirectly harm these countries, but the countries that really harm the Caribbean, some of these other South American islands.
Listen to this stupidity, not only from Tariq, but also from Marcel. This is beyond ridiculous.
Spain and France, y'all never go there. Why is that?
Oh my God. Oh
It's a
my
question
God.
posed to me, so we never go there.
Yes, yes. How come y'all don't go to the countries that directly colonized you?
First of all, they have asked for that. Jamaica, is, in particular, has asked for the Queen of England for reparations. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, holy shit. But go ahead.
Here's what I will say about if I can speak on the Haitian. I mean, if you look, Florida is only a few minutes. from
Obviously.
Haiti, so it's proximity.
Feel like the travel is shorter.
Border.
I'm gonna take
Land
the
border
shorter
to
route.
Mexico. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So that's my answer. It's difficult to get to these other places, Tariq.
Oh, okay. So the proximity. Y'all just come to the place with the closest proximity.
And it makes sense because we have immigrants that are walking from Guatemala, from Honduras. So at the end of the day, it is proximity. How else, if they're poor, they're broke, they're fleeing from all the destruction, how are they supposed to get to Europe?
You can go to Brazil. You can go to Brazil. You're not going to Brazil. You're going here because you have a group of people, Foundational Black Americans, who's actually fighting racism and giving you
Oh my God. I can't answer that question anymore. Let's continue.
the opportunity to come over here and be successful.
That was the goal. Was that why Foundational Black Americans were fighting? You were fighting for us, or were you fighting for you just said they were fighting for everybody. Whose fault is that? I mean, who again? I've already said a million times what you were really fighting for. Who are you fooling here? But again, you got to keep the grift going like this.
I would like to ask. That's an interesting point. So Samuel, you gave kudos to Black America and all that they've gone through in America. But Kendall, I do want to ask you, amongst immigrants, and particularly those from Ghana, do you think that there is a sense of gratefulness and thankfulness for Black America? Because I've never heard that point that Tariq just made, that you come here because people are fighting for the freedoms of colored people. And I say colored because I'm speaking specifically of anyone of color, people of color. Is that a reason to come to America? Because you know that Black Americans consistently fight for the freedoms of colored people?
So just to correct you, I'm from Guyana.
Guyana.
Ghana. Yes, but we come to this country, I could say it over and over, because of opportunities. And another reason is because of security. My clients, they always tell me that they come here because they know that the laws are in place and that the laws would protect them and that their countries are lawless. So that's the reason why they come here. The police force in Honduras, Guatemala, those countries, they collude with the criminals. So they come here specifically for protection. And again, they're not thinking about Black Americans. They're not thinking about Black Americans and their fight. They're fleeing for
She misspoke that, but she's gonna explain what she said. But again, when we think about you, remember what she just said before. All right. When you think about them and when you try to involve yourself, you're not qualified to. Then when you decide, you know what, we're not, we got to deal with our own problems. Then you say, oh, that's the problem. You see the finesse game there? Now let's continue. And again, Marcel Dixon, all right? He's not winning that seat, obviously. But it just shows this guy is just another guy who follows, who's basically a guy who's not independent. That's what it comes down to.
Let her finish her thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah. They're fleeing for their lives. I'm not saying that anyone sits there and Google the history and all of that. They just really want to come here for opportunities because, of everything that's happening in their country, because of all the insecurities. That's the only reason why they come here. Nobody picks up a book and try to figure out the racism situation and this and that. Everything that Marcel is saying and that Tariq is saying is what they have all in their heads and what is discussed in the American society. But immigrants, they're so thankful for America. They see this place as their knight and shining armor, and they spend so much money and just trying to get to the land of opportunities. They're not thinking about, the Black Americans this and the Black Americans that, and that we're looking at them any lower. That's not the situation, Tam,
Marcel?
at all.
There is data showing that they actually do come here with anti-Black American racism. And just because these liberals, usually white liberals.
Which ones? You mentioned Mexicans. Who else? All right. What other group has done that, bro? I mean, again, we're talking Black immigrants here.
And I'm running as a Democrat, but usually white liberals try to tell us that illegal immigration is so good for Black America. It's a lie. And 3, Samuel and Kim, you both mentioned how they come from poverty and gang violence and drugs. Black Americans have gone through those same things for centuries that were inflicted upon our communities. So tell me, Kendall, tell me, Samuel.
Gang violence and drugs. Okay. Yeah, we've gone through that, but centuries we're talking about? Centuries we've gone through gang violence and drugs. Let's see. Last century, I guess, 1922. It's a century. All right. Again.
Where should we run away to? Where can we go to get refuge?
Well, I don't think you guys should. I don't think Black Americans should run away anywhere. I mean, this country was built on the backbones of Black America. So why
should immigrants leave their country then? If they built their nation, then they need to stay in their nation and build their nation up.
This is so dumb. This is beyond stupid. All right. Again, they come here for the same reason every other immigrant on this planet comes here, because you have a better opportunity. There are instances where people can, I think, the dude had mentioned it, the guy in the top of left-hand corner, he mentioned it, I believe, that you can be a doctor in one place and then you come over here and you're nothing. I probably mentioned that. Russians, Germans, Asians, it's the same thing. If you can be an architect in your country, you come over here, you got to start all over. But that's everybody. But you notice they don't go after every other group. They just go after Black people. That's it. That's now the thing now, to attack other Black people and cause division. And that's what the pimp, and this is what this fool wannabe politician is saying.
And here's the point that we're trying to make. You ignore or you fail to appreciate or acknowledge what Kendra and what I'm trying to impress upon you, that there are a lack of, and we keep saying opportunity. The rule of law in this country works. The rule of law works.
Not for Black Americans.
No.
Breonna Taylor just got killed. Breonna Taylor was killed in her apartment. Now,
was she killed by black immigrants? Let's continue.
Father and a soul, and they got away with it. Amir Locke was sleeping, and they busted
Let them finish, Marcel. Go ahead, Samuel.
When I say the rule of law,
I mean, that was so ridiculous. How many Black immigrants? Amadou Diallo, the guy who was shot up in Texas, right? I mean, and Tariq will sit there and make distinctions. Well, that's not a foundation. This shit is dumb. This shit is retarded. I mean, it's almost over, folks.
It works. Not to say we have a perfect criminal justice system. I'm an attorney. Ken is an attorney. We can tell you that the criminal justice system is not perfect, but it works. It works, right? And compared to these
I have to say, Samuel, it's a little laughable to tell a Black person in America that the rule of law works. But I'll tell you what does work, a commercial break right now. So we'll be right back on Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack on Fox Soul. Don't go anywhere.
Like I said,
welcome back.
That guy, Samuel, he's a politician, all right? So he's got to choose his words very. That's why he's stuttering. Because he's studying, because he has to watch what he says.
Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I am Tammy Mack. Samuel, you wanted to make some clarifications before we move on. Go right ahead, please.
Yes. When I indicated earlier that the rule of law in this country, in the United States, works, I believe it works. And I don't think the issue is with the rule of law. It's with the people who enforces the law or within the system that makes it flawed. But the comparison I was trying to make is these other countries, I mean, there is no rule of law. There's destruction all throughout. So of course, they appreciate when they come here and they are able to go through the system and get the proper means that they like. I think that's something they appreciate.
Marcel, you had some numbers for us from the FBI.
I want to say the FBI released a memo in 2006 saying that white supremacists and white extremists had infiltrated police departments throughout the nation. Now,
Oh,
the FBI,
God.
which has
Oh, my
a history
God.
of being anti-black itself.
And I agree.
So then what does this have to do with immigrants or anything? And no duh, there are Klansmen in the freaking police department. You kidding me?
I say it's the people in those positions that makes it, that corrupts the system, but the system itself in this naturalness is a good system. It's a good rule of law. But it's just the
Haiti
people
has a judicial system. Guyana has a judicial system. Mexico has a judicial system. You want to talk about a country that puts immigrants out? Mexico puts out more immigrants. 15 million Guatemalans, Belizeans, Hondurans. Mexico puts them out. The system is as good as.
But you're asking us. You just asked us to go over there. That's what Tariq just said. To go over to Mexico and Brazil. This is what Tariq just said. You guys aren't making any goddamn sense.
People, y'all don't talk about some America's a land of opportunity. Tell Black Americans that who have not had the opportunity, and yet we vote 90-95% for the Democrats. And in California,
who tells you to do
only
that?
3% of the population, over 55% of the homeless. That governor, whatever his name is, Newsom, whatever.
You should know. Wait, you should know. You're running for office. You don't know this?
$40 billion package just to give people in the country illegally stimulus checks because they couldn't get it from the federal government. What is he doing about the Black people on the street?
There is currently a proposal in California to extend unemployment benefits to undocumented immigrants. So there is truth to that. Tariq, you want to weigh in?
Yes, indeed. We have a problem out here where other groups are prioritized over foundational Black Americans. We are dealing with vile hate crimes left and right out here. Every other day, there's a Karen video, somebody harassing a Black person. We just had that shooting up there in Buffalo, which they have not deemed that as.
Buffalo's not part of California, bro. All right. And those Karen videos, that's all over the fucking country.
A hate crime yet. There was Black women being beat down in Florida by white supremacist males. They have not deemed those as hate crimes. We're campaigning to the Biden administration to either give us reparations or a hate crime bill.
Wait. Who's we? See, I got to stop there. When is first of all, and Tether for Assassin, Tether to Assassin, I see you down there. If you want to come up and explain yourself, you can do that, bro. This is your fucking leader, obviously. All right. So I'll have just you come up here and you can break down and you can dick ride for your leader over here and what he's saying. Bro. All right. He's mentioning all these different places and stuff, being Vegas. Fuck. Let me just, go back. I just have to address you for a second.
Not deemed that as a hate crime yet. There was Black women being beat down in Florida by white supremacist males. They have not deemed those as hate crimes. We're campaigning to the Biden administration.
Okay. He says who's we? You ain't campaigning for shit. The FBA has been around since when? I guess 2018, 2019 or whatever. Is that when this scam came to fruition? All right. In order to get reparations, eventually you got to go before Congress. Neither this dude nor Yvette in town, for that matter, you haven't even been. Forget Congress. You haven't even been in front of a forum. You haven't been in front of a street rally. You haven't been in front of anything that even represents a city council meeting. Are you kidding me? Who's we? Who's fighting for that? Where's Tether for Assassin? Bro, I'll just have, let's see. I'm fine with Black immigrants. Just don't run as Black American. He's wait a minute. Dude, my dude. Are you talking about the guy who keeps telling you every time he says something that he's Haitian? This guy's not running as an American. He's telling you over and over, I am Haitian. Whoa. Said, just don't run as Black American. You're immigrants. To run as Jamaican. He tells you every 10 seconds he's Haitian. But back to Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed has never been anywhere within sniffing distance of a council meeting. Nowhere. He's just a guy who yaps off of the internet and tells you to give him money. He's a cleaner, more polished version of Umar Johnson. But who has he gone in front of to fight for reparations? What are you talking about here? What is this?
And to either give us reparations or a hate crime bill. They keep ignoring us, but the Biden administration...
Wait, give you reparations or a hate crime bill, or what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is your right? This is what the writing is? So I mean, what are you going to do? Like, it's almost like you're playing basketball and you're a guard and you're trying to go to the rim. And you're telling the guy who's blocking the rim, I just need you to move out of the way. He doesn't move out of the way. Then what are you gonna do? Yeah, you get out of the way so I can make the easy basket. No, I'm not. I'm gonna freaking hit the ball out of the stadium. So what are you gonna do? This is a full finesse. He is not asking for anything, and you guys are eating this shit up. This guy.
And the Democrats and the liberals, they're allocating money to Afghanistanians, Ukrainians, Hispanic groups, and all other groups except Foundational Black Americans. So when do we say it is time for us, Foundational Black Americans, to get something specific from the government that we built? There's nothing wrong with that, and we shouldn't have to prioritize other groups just because of the stuff that they got going on back in their homeland. That's unfortunate, but that's their problem, and let them deal with that there.
And I hate to say that
this is like a Klan rally, this motherfucker, and to think that this goofball, not even 3-4 years ago, he was on his way to England, all right, to push that Hidden Colors, the documentary bullshit that he has. He has another documentary on the Maroons. He's gonna lie about that as well, all right. He's basically. He also tons of videos of him in Jamaica. All right. This dude switches shit up and just playing you dudes. Holy shit, man. We
talk about white extremists. How about in California, you got Latino gangs that are running Black Americans out of neighborhoods that were historically Black. Some of them are not even in the country illegally. And yet Joe Biden, who said he was going to have Black Americans back, he's done executive orders prioritizing people in the country illegally, but not Black Americans. And when I say my campaign slogan, repair Black America to fix America, I get more flack from people who are fellow Democrats telling me about illegal immigrants than for people who are white Republicans. The people
Kenda, I want to ask you.
Let's just assume that this guy wins the Democratic nomination. Let's assume that, all right? And he knocks out Jim Clyburn, which obviously is not going to happen, but let's just say that happens, okay? You're going to have to deal with the Democratic president. How are you going to have him? How are you, a newbie, gonna switch his agenda as a Democrat? Shouldn't you just have run as an independent or something else like that? This is one of these guys, he's like, I'm gonna change the system as a Democrat. How are you gonna do that? How does that work? You're gonna be another paid show just like the rest of them. Come on, play.
Ask you, Kenda, do you see why Black America as representative of Marcel and Tariq, do you see why they feel the way they feel, or is there no validation to that?
No, absolutely. I listen to my friends, my Black American friends, and I understand how they're feeling. But at the end of the day, it's not the immigrants' problems. You guys are putting every single thing on the immigrants. Boom. You got to take it back to the employers.
Yep.
You got to take it back to your government.
They're not going to do that.
You got to take it to your councilmen.
They're too pussy to do that.
Good job, Marcel. If you want to make changes, you got to get in office. You guys got to stop complaining about going on jury duty. You got to stop complaining about going out to vote, because if changes are going to be made, it got to be made from on top. Stop blaming the immigrants.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, hold on, Marcel. I don't think I have time for that. Kenda, tell us about your book, The 10 Things Immigrants Should Know Before Coming to America, please.
So my book, Tammy, thanks for asking. It's a guide for immigrants. Well, not undocumented immigrants, but for documented immigrants that are coming to the United States. Like I mentioned earlier, we don't have tax systems, we don't have credit systems, we don't have credit cards, all that good stuff. So my book is the 10 most important things that you should know, which includes credit, how it works in the United States, taxes, like the filing deadline, when you should or should not be filing for your taxes, and how important it is. Also, how to start a business, and the immigration process, even job hunting. So it's primarily a guide.
Tariq, do you have any projects coming up we should know about?
Yes, indeed. And then page 1 on her book should be how to find the foundation of Black Americans who done fought for everything and built everything.
You can write your very own book. You could write your
It is. My book is called, I have a book. It's called Foundational Black American Race Baiter. That's the cover right there. You can get it on Amazon. Foundational Black American Race Baiter, available right now.
Good. I'll get a copy.
Samuel, tell you are also a candidate for county councilman.
Yes, candidate for county council at large for Prince George County. Prince George County is in Maryland, and we have, Prince George County is one of the wealthiest counties in the country. But yet, when we look around, the wealth is not expressed throughout. So, for me, and I appreciate what everybody here is saying. We have to be the change we want to see. And when I look around my county, I'm resolved. Things are not where it needs to be. These folks in the office, they don't care about the regular folk. So we need people who truly care, and that's why what propelled me to public life and wants to really make a positive difference. So we have to be the change we want to see, and I appreciate what Marcel is doing, and then other works that Tariq is doing, whether it's by literature, writing, because we have been dealt wrongly, the end of the stick, so to speak, and like I indicated earlier, we African Americans and have all the backbones of this country. We've done a lot, but yet we still are treated unfairly, and discrimination and injustice all throughout. So we got to keep fighting.
Understood. Marcel, you're fighting in your district, so please talk about it.
Yes, I'm running. My slogan is Repair Black America to Fix America. You go to marcelforcongress.com. Please leave a donation. I'm running because I'm tired of my people being ran over. And we talk about white supremacists. It's time to talk about these illegal immigrants that are anti-Black as well. And just one point I want to make, Kenda, don't tell Black Americans we need to get out and vote when illegal immigrants can't vote and they get more policies than Black Americans do. And I'm not just going to say they get more policies than Americans do, period. If we're going to put trillions of dollars into a group of people, it should be Americans, white, Black, whatever.
Okay, so how do we bring this together? How do we resolve this? How can America and immigrants
listen to
get
these
along
answers
in one word? I'll give you three words.
Listen to these
three
answers.
words.
Build your own.
Unbelievable.
Samuel.
Well, in Tariq's case, build your own with other people's cash. Build your own. If donate $1 million or whatever. This guy is fleeced. Think about what he's done. He's basically fleeced these so-called Black Americans he fleeced these guys. And wait till you see what this guy got with the money that you gave him. Let's continue.
All in this together.
In this together. Got it. In this together. Kenda, what you got?
Fix your government.
I'm with Kenda
Bingo.
on that. Fix your government. Marcel, 3 words. What you got for me?
Reparations, protection, and deportations.
Yeah.
Okay, Vivica Fox is up next with the Fox Soul Screening Room. Thank you so much.
So that's it, folks. And you know what, Tether, this is just for Tether to Assassin. All right. What, are you willing to come up and tell me exactly where Tariq is right? How about do that? Are you willing to tell me where Therese is right? Ranice, you can come up as well. All right. I mean, for some, again, I'm just interested. I just find it funny. You're Ranice. You're obviously an ADOS dude. You shouldn't even, if you decide to come up, you shouldn't even mention Tariq Nasheed or laud him in any way, shape, or form, bro. Hold on a second. does, or Ranice. All right. Explain to me why you riding with Tariq Nasheed. All right. Or this guy right here. Or what have black immigrants who barely make up 1 or 2% of the society, how are they thwarting your reparations? How are they thwarting your jobs? I just show you the jobs that you're fighting for. This man, what's his name? Fucking yeah, man, I'm tired. But this dude just told you that these jobs are jobs where these immigrants are getting exploited from. Okay. So if they're getting exploited, why do you want them? That's all I want to know. If they're getting exploited, why do you want them? Why do you want them? You know, so I just, again, Marcel is his name. So obviously, you like all the rhetoric, the Black American rhetoric, like we're the ones who's hurting you. How are we hurting you? How are we hurting you? All right. I just played this all the way through. Tariq, of course, made a fool of himself. Did all the answers were pretty vague. I did see the study from Duke from the I guess Latinos who see the Black Americans as lazy, but then again, these are white Latinos, and you heard what he just admitted how they treat Latinos in their country. So, who I'm disrespectful? I'm not disrespectful. Tariq is disrespectful. He fucking gutted your group. You should be mad at him. Don't put any don't level any anger at me, bro. It's Tariq Nasheed. You should if you have a platform, bro, you should be going at him every 10 seconds. This is what I don't understand with these ADOS folks. You dudes, you don't even come after Tariq. You had Tone Talks, watch Tariq finesse him in his own backyard. Matter of fact, let's just get to that right now, shall we? Shout out to Haven Bullets. Shout out to Haven Bullets. Let's just get right into it. Let's get right into it. All right. Let me give me a second here. Let me see if I still have this this crap music. Oh yeah, here we go. Y'all remember this, right? Remember this right here, folks? I want you to look at this really good. Take a good look at it. Take a good look at it. All right. Remember this? Isn't this beautiful? Actually, look at the museum itself. Wow, this dude. Look at this museum. I want you to look at it. All right. I was just driving actually through a college campus, and I saw the museum, and the museum was this big. How many doors is this museum? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn, this finesse, man. It's about 10 doors. It has about this museum is like a mini, like the African American Museum down in DC. But look at the museum that he sold to you. And y'all remember that commercial, right? Well, we need 1 million of the seed money for a $7 million museum. Let's see. Where is it at? Oh boy, Haven. Actually, hold on a second, because I played it. It's got to be in my history in here somewhere. So give me a second. And you can take a look at the museum. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Yeah. Shout out to Haven Bullets. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Peace, my name is Heyman Bernadez, and today I got to do this video, family. I need you to watch this. This is Tariq talking about the Hidden History Museum. He's giving an update. Now, we need to hear this update. And he said this was good news. And people
This is fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Out here in LA, the place is actually on Jefferson. It's over on that side of the town. It's still in South LA, but it's on Jefferson. It's over close by Harold and Bells. I don't want to say the exact location yet, but my LA, y'all know where Harold and, I think that's the name of the soul food restaurant, Harold and Bells. Jefferson. It's kind of close by there, over there in that area. And everything is looking good so far. We put our offer in. They gave us a counter offer that was very good. The counter offer, they weren't all over the top.
Right.
Counter offer is a very good rate. The building looks good. We don't have to do a lot of renovation to the building. I think it's already coded. The street, the city codes are already coded for it to be an art gallery or an art place. I think it was some kind of art gallery before. So it already has the city codes ready. So this is a good ass deal we about to get. And we're doing the
I'm stopping you right there. This is not a good ass deal.
Nope.
You just said you're about to buy an art gallery. An art gallery.
So understand, folks, understand. You went from this to an art gallery. Wait till you see what he has in mind. Let's continue. But wait till you see what he has in mind. This guy, this is your leader right here.
A building that used to be an art gallery. You collected over $1 million from people, promising them a museum.
Yep.
And now you're about to deliver them an art gallery that you're going to call a museum.
Yep.
Because that's what you're doing. Like, again, this is what people gave you. What is that? $1.1 million for. How we start this?
Greetings, family. This is Tariq Nasheed. I am your greetings, family.
That right? Hold on.
Nasheed, I am your community servant. Right now,
whatever. I can't find the floor mats for this place. But anyway, family, you see what I'm talking about.
That was where it was gonna be.
Finessed his audience out of all that money and is going to buy an art gallery that's not going to cost half the amount of money that he took from his fans.
Of course not. But let's go and take a look at it, because let's go see the art gallery that is the proposed spot for the Hidden History scam. All right. Here we go, folks. Again, shout out to Haven Bullets for doing this. Fair use, by the way. Let's go. I'm going to fast forward to the place itself. All right. Now, let's fast forward. Okay. Check it out.
Right from Harold's and Bells down the street. Now we're going to look at it. That's it, family. I hope Tariq ain't talking about this one.
Folks, that's one of them. That's one. This is what your $1 million+ is possibly going to pay for. He just, hold on. Let me go back to what he still said about the Google Maps. Hold on.
So the place. As you can see, he said Harold and Bells. This is Harold and Bells right here, and it's on Jefferson. Now,
actually, let me go back to when I guess he was talking before.
The city codes are already coded for it to be an art gallery or
art gallery.
Art place. I think it was some kind of art gallery before. So it already has the city codes ready. So this is a good ass deal we about to get. We're
right.
All right. Now, family, now to go to the place. as you can see, he said Harold and Bells. This is Harold and Bells right here, and it's on Jefferson. Now, in this area, there are about 4 art galleries that are closed and like up for sale. About 4 of them. But 2 of them are on Jefferson, 2 are not. But I'm going to show you all of them just to be thorough. Here we go. This is the first one right here. It's right on Jefferson. As you can see, it's right here.
The first one.
Right from Harold's and Bells down the street. Now we're going to look at it. That's it, family.
There you
hope
go.
Tariq ain't talking about this one.
This is one proposed spot, folks. This is one of the proposed spots. All right. Apparently 7 million doesn't go as far as it used to, or at least, you know, the 1 million plus that he collected. This right here. All right. Now, mind you, real estate is pretty expensive in LA. The 1 million, hey, just gonna use this. Obviously, he's got to fix it up, so expect some more cash to come from it. But see, this is nowhere near what this is. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at this compared to the shit that he just said that he may give you. To this. Let's continue.
Art gallery / liquor store. Because remember, he said it was already in
art
the
gallery / liquor store.
Its own, so you can look that up. Where are the art galleries? Because if it's already coded for that, you can look that up. And that's what I did. And it's only 4 I found in that area that are closed. And this is the one on Jefferson, right down the block from Harold's and Bells. But there's another one also right down the block on Jefferson from Harold's and Bells also.
All right. So he's doing the work. Going, this is Haven Bernardards. Let me just make sure I have the right name. Yeah. Haven Bernardards.
This one.
This.
Here we go, family.
Folks,
the other one.
Folks, this is the other one right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This right here is another proposal for the Hidden History Museum. And he's gone, there's 3 of them he's showing you. Wait till you see the third one. Wait till you, $1 million. So this might cost what, 300,000-400,000. So what happens to the other 600,000? You think he's going to use that for repairs?
So that's right down the block and for sale. I hope he ain't talking about this neither. He can't be. He can't be.
Oh yeah, he is.
And you know, some people gonna say, "Oh, Haven, you hate it. How do you know it's this one? How do you know?" He said it was on Jefferson at first, but then he said it was by Jefferson, by Harold's and Bells. So how do you know it's not the other ones? Let me show you what the other ones look like.
Let's continue.
Hey, let me get the front. There we go. This is the other one. That's on West Adams.
Folks.
That's on a parallel boulevard to Jefferson, West Adams. This is the other one. Is Tariq talking about this? Or is he talking about this place right here? This is the last one.
Check this one out, folks.
There's it. Which is a house. Somebody got their house listed as an art gallery. I hope he definitely ain't talking about this one. Because you already know this is the scam of all scams if he talking about this place right here.
Yep.
Scam of all scams. Because he'll have this shit calling it the Hidden History Museum. And then in a couple of years, he'll then turn around and sold it to somebody for a couple $1 million.
Yep.
That's your leader.
Yep.
This is what you paid up.
100 folks. Again, remember, he asked for 1 million seed money up front. Remember how slow that money was coming in. He had about 600,000 on the 26th of that month. because the money was coming in slow because it was coming from black people. Remember the poorest people, as Marcel just told you? Marcel just told you that you're the poorest people in the country. So how is it that you had the money to give to a museum and it was at 650,000 on the 26th? So how did he did the other 400,000 plus just, I don't know, it just magically appeared in 4 days? How'd that happen? How'd that happen? You think he couldn't do it himself, all right? But there's probably some other people working with him that donated that money. So now what you have, based on what Haven Bullets just showed you, 3 trap bandos, or a house that is not even a museum, that he may decide to buy it, flip it, and keep it moving. So y'all just got played, bro. And when he got that money, and I went ahead and I did that live, you had all these people coming in. Tariq did it, and how do you feel now? You stupid nigga. How do you feel? How do you feel? We know he wasn't going to collect no 7 million from black folks, but he could collect at least 1 million or at least 700,000. Then get the other money from other resources, buy some real estate, flip it, and make some money off of it. And just blame white supremacy. There you go. There you go. He can buy the property, knock it down, dump fertilizer, and let people grow food for the homeless. Come buy fruit and vegetable, dude. Yeah, let me get rid of this clown right here. Yeah, but obviously the pornos are coming out. But yeah, listen, folks. This right here, I'm telling you. I mean, y'all can get mad at me all you want. So obviously, Tether to Assassin didn't want to come up. He wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to do that. He was not going to do that. Mr. Black Culture, what's up? Storm the Dictator. Dollar Fat, thanks for coming through. Yeah, so I'm telling you, guys, hey, y'all do what you want. But yeah, for Tariq, just a full finesse. But yeah, I just wanted to go through that video. I know it was kind of long. I left the the link. Nobody came up, or the people who I don't know why the detractors don't come up, and just basically try to stick up for your boy, man. I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, this is the guy who you're following, who's supposed to get you them reparations. Clearly, it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. Never was going to happen. So, yeah, man. It's just more bullshit from Tariq. Marcel Dixon is a fucking clown. I mean, basically, black folk got fooled again, right? And basically, he's not going to beat Clyburn, and you're going to see him go off into the ether, man. You didn't get a real, legitimate person to take out Clyburn, and now he's going to be there for another. Clyburn, who is old as hell, bro. He is old. I think he's got like in his late 70s right now. There should be a limit to how long these guys get to stay in Congress. They really should. He's old as dirt. Old as dirt. But you keep letting that guy back in, man. I don't get it. So, but yeah, man, thanks for coming through. Thanks for listening. And again, I don't know what to tell you, bro. All right. This guy's Tariq, the scam is just gonna keep going and going, and you're eventually, when he gets tired of it or when it stops making money, he's just gonna move on to something else, man. But yeah, listen, thanks everybody. Back a book, thanks for coming through. Reese from Philly, what's up, man? Thanks for popping through, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, and those, the replay gang, you can go back and listen to it. Next time maybe we can do a forum, but this dude, listen, Tariq is just, hey, the scam is in full effect, man. I don't know what to tell you. We can talk about Umar all we want, and Umar, I was gonna speak on him. How does Umar? Let me ask you something. How the fuck does Umar? How is he going after Bronny and his girlfriend or his prom date, and he's a one dropper? I don't understand how that would. The dude's a full one dropper. He's attacking Devin Bullitt. He goes after Bronny and his date. If Bronny and his date procreated, they would make someone who looks like Devin Booker, who he's attacked as well for dating Kendall Jenner. But if this dude, if Booker impregnates Kendall Jenner, their baby will come out white. So what is, I don't understand. Why do y'all listen to this dude? This dude's another fool. It's another clown, another fool. But whatever, man. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do, man. Thanks for coming through. Hit the like button. If you're a content creator, please share this in your social media. Guessing that it touches up the algorithm, obviously. Obviously hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Get this word out. And that's it. Until next time, man. Yeah, they basically bought Tariq baby gifts. You are so correct. His wife just dropped another kid. They're basically getting baby gifts. So what does he's getting his basically damn near white wife, all right, with his octoroon kid's baby. I mean, it's just, guys, I don't know what to tell you, bro. But yeah, man, thanks for coming through. Be safe out there. Go to bed. It's after 1 o'clock, so 1:30. And thanks for coming through. And until next time, man, big up on yourself, man. I'm out. Peace.